need that sports encyclopedia. Where you at, Steve Kim? Got Trent in the cut. Yeah.
Where you at, man? In the gym shooting, I'm Durant. You ain't shooting John Moran.
Darnell is the Ball State legend. I'm the Warren Central High School legend.
I'm proving with a reliable source, straight from the mouth of the horse. Smitty and JB and Smitty from West Coast to Yost.
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
Better stay in your lane. How did
you are fucking insane. Dude, what? You just will not give this guy his flowers. What is wrong with you?
Oh, you must have thought I was a bitch.
I am him. Use not it. What's the topic? When's your logic when I flow? Big Komodo, how it's talking.
You gotta get back to letting the baby cry a little bit to see if they can soothe themselves.
That's a bar.
Issues get pressed so past it don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing, we switched it and filled the gap.
I identified him after his third fight and I said that guy can be a star.
I'm so proud of the show, bro.
The gap. Smitty and Jason Brown.
To the Coach JB show.
What up? We are in the building. It is Work Boot Wednesday. Strap up your hard hat, tie up your work boots, and pull up your big boy pants. Because we got a real one today. We got Noel Mazzoni, legendary college and NFL offensive guru, will be joining us every single Wednesday, along with Josh Booty, former LSU, NFL, and Major League Baseball player. Josh Booty, the uncle of General Booty, who's now transferred from Oklahoma. We'll be breaking down that every single Wednesday, so don't miss it. Like it, pound it, hit it. That's what she said. That's what he said. And make sure you head on over to betonline.ag and use the promo code CoachJB. Also, make sure you head on over to winnable.com/slap-picks. And Smitty will have his whole introduction for that later on. First down package is blowing up. All cappers we have betting on all things and getting ready for tomorrow's NFL Thursday night opener. So, pound that like, subscribe, become a member, share, spread the word. And this is the first week back. So we'll be back in studio next week as we got these same cameras right here. This clarity is unbelievable. We got a new sign up over there. We got a chick cracking. Studio got pretty much done yesterday. As far as setup, we just got to fine tune a few things. But besides that, we're good. We're good. Jazzy Jazz, that's not the camera girl. That's me. I make the camera look good. Shout out to TikTok. We on TikTok live again. I'll probably be banned off of there any minute. Shout out to all the homies in the chat, Ruben and everybody else. But let's get into this one. Because we got a load of show today. All right. The new athlete. That's what I call it. And Smitty and I are going to debate this right out this gate this morning. But the new athlete is what I'm calling this segment. Brandon Aiyuk admits he made it tough on the 49ers to re-sign him. He made it tough. He sucked his teeth, cried, bitched and moaned. Basically said he's a big baby. And this is the new generation of athletes. He said it. Jamar Chase knocked on every single door in Joe Burrow's neighborhood just so he can see who was selling their house so he could buy one next to his quarterback. Yes, true story. If you don't know the story, go check it out. He knocked on every door and asked people to sell their house to him so he can live next to his quarterback when he became a Cincinnati Bengal. Yet, he won't sign or play with that same quarterback because of a contract that he has yet to fulfill, by the way, and is willing to sit out over it. The new athletes don't care about winning anymore. It's all about them. And they could care less about Super Bowls, rings, legacy, or cementing their footprints in the sand. It's hard to root for these new athletes nowadays. Just got to be honest. I get that the money is stupid and it's life-changing, but you signed up to play this game. You now have opportunities that only average common folks could dream of, yet you aren't willing to give back to the game that is willing to set you up for life. Remember, though, while you bitch and moan, suck your teeth, and act as a prima donna, 78% of y'all will cry, bitch, and moan over a contract only to blow that exact same money you received 3 years after your career is over and be flat broke and bankrupt. Make it make sense. You can't tell me by the mere fact that you love this game anymore and you will throw your own brother under the bus to get yours. What happened to loyalty, love, and respect for this great game? The new athlete. It's hard to watch on Saturdays and Sundays, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm just the old man on the porch yelling at the clouds. Let's get this party started. Jamar Chase is trending towards not playing in the Bengals opener due to a contract dispute, as I eloquently put it. Brandon Aiyuk admits he made contract negotiations more difficult than they had to be towards the end of that 49ers contract signing. The new AP Top 25 has Georgia Tech, Louisville, and some other interesting rankings, and Florida State is not in it. Darius Slade talks about playing in Brazil and does not seem too pleased about it. He don't want his family there, and he don't think Roger Goodell should have them there. Jim Harbaugh goes off about the NCAA, saying they have no credibility. That's the truth. That's the non-caring assholes of America, NCAA. But before we begin, my co-host, Naptown legend and Far East Sider in the 317, LeBron hairline having, Lamar Jackson loving, AR5 defended, Taylor Clark Jockett, Fox Sports very own, Big Smitty. Welcome him in. My camera kill you now. My camera's so much better than yours. It's crazy.
That's not cute. It's not a good thing. That's not something to be proud of. You know, if this is really your show, right, and you run all the operations, you and I both should have the exact same clear-cut camera. You shouldn't acknowledge that your camera's better than mine. Everything's not a competition. Now, our debates can be competition, our takes can be competition. But when it comes to the quality of the show, you should not be bragging that your camera's better than my camera, JB. I'm just educating you on the process. Co-hosts don't go at each other when it comes to things of that nature. Just give you education. Been in Fox for 7 years, so give you some education that you don't know about. What's going on, chat? What's going on? Richard Hernandez, Rock Wilder, Gene, Bradley, Kobe Buford, Captain Lucky, and Billy the Kid. We about to turn up, y'all. In life, choose joy. Go to lfcclothingbrand.com right now.
Since you're nobody at Fox, I didn't think that you're I didn't think that your shit mattered over there, but I take your word. I take your word for it.
That was great, actually. That's one of your all-timers. That's a top seven. That's a top 7 jab right there.
I wanted you to spit that up too. That's what she said. But anyway, we on TikTok. We on everything. Twitter, of course. Got Smitty because Smitty didn't pay Elon Musk $8 or whatever. He said I didn't get paid. I didn't have to pay. Good looking, Elon, to make me grandfather me in. You grandfather me in like LeBron James. So I appreciate it. Savvy for LeBron James. So shout out to you.
Meet me on Threads.
Somebody hit me up from Rumble, by the way, Bailey. We got to talk. Somebody is like an executive from Rumble hit me up asking me to do something on Rumble. You pay me. You pay me. Smitty.
You need 50 bands minimum. That's a starting point.
Yeah, I need to get Smitty over there on Rumble too, because it's white people shit over there, and we got to get Smitty over there, break the line, break that Trump algorithm thing that everyone thinks Rumble's for.
That's what it's for.
Yeah, we got to get you over there. Anyway, Smitty. This show is brought to you by Bet Online, Winnable, Prize Picks, and we're about to have a new sponsor a little bit that's about to give us something. I'll let you guys know that later. A little something. And I'm giving it all to you.
Thank you. Woo! God is good. Man, all the hard work. You know what, Big Smitty? I'm proud of you. All the work you've done in this last year and a half, you took a chance. Man. JB reached out to you. You didn't know what to expect. You didn't know what the show would be. You didn't know if it would be good, bad, ugly, or sad. but you took a chance on yourself. You busted your ass. You added value to the show. The show's numbers have increased, and in large part due to your work and your personality. And Darnell, Big Smitty, I want to say I'm proud of you. This is a moment that you should be happy for, and cheers to you, Big Smitty.
Who are you talking to?
Sometimes you gotta talk to yourself, JB.
Oh, you're just talking to yourself. That's just you. That wasn't even a third party or nothing.
No, I just me talking to myself. I talk to myself. You know what I mean? You gotta boost yourself up, JB. You can't wait on the world to do it.
Cool. Quote of the day, then. Let's get right into it. Brought to you by BetOnline.ag. Use the promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, and get you 50% off buy-in and buy-in bonus. All things football, baseball, and college football and NFL, all on betonline.ag. Tomorrow, Thursday night, you can bet on all things NFL as the NFL season kicks off on betonline.ag. Now, quote of the day, Smitty. There's a difference between fake hustle for show and being someone who tries hard to win.
Some people ain't really grinding for real. Some people out here just trying to act like it when they're in front of the certain people.
Big
for
difference.
the optics of it.
Big difference. There's
It ain't the same with the real hustlers. I like that, JB.
Big difference between fake hustle for show and someone who tries hard to win. There's a big difference, dog. I tried hard to win. Fake hustle for show is more along the lines of, your all generation. Contrary to belief, brought to you by Prize Picks. Head on over to Prize Picks. Use the promo code CoachJB. You can change your mind, so you can change your life. Contrary to belief.
So the mind control the life.
You change your mind, man. You change your mind every day, right? You change my mind, I change my mind, dog. I don't fuck with you. If you can do that, you can change your life, homie. Contrary to belief.
That's deep. That's a great one. That's the top 4 probably all time. Top 3. I like that a lot, actually. That's real.
You got it written down. You got my top written down. You know. So give me the top other 2 then.
I do at the end of the show. I'm trying to focus right now on the rundown. Bailey worked so hard, put his rundown together. I don't want to go off that.
Let's dive into the poll question then, and my lead-in that I know, I guarantee you'll disagree with. That's why I picked it. Will Jamar Chase cost the Bengals a Super Bowl run? That's the poll question, Smitty, and then we'll debate my lead-in. But that's the poll question. Everybody in there, chime in. All you guys in the chat, give us what you think. But will Jamar Chase sitting out possibly cost the Bengals an opportunity to beat Mahomes again and a Super Bowl cost him a Super Bowl run? Smitty, go ahead.
I'm going to say no, only because he's not going to miss the entirety of the season. Now, could he miss game 1? Could he miss maybe even the first 2 games potentially? Yeah, I believe that. But the thing about Jamar Chase has been a little different than some of these other holdouts is that he's been holding in, meaning that he's been showing up to everything. He's been in practice every day. He's been, to my knowledge, in the film room. He just hasn't been physically practicing, which shows me that he wants to be out there with his teammates. He wants to play. But again, when you're dealing with contract situations, the only leverage that a player has is to sit out. And we've seen it time and time again. That's how they get paid. So his agent is telling him, hey, for business, remove your emotions right now. Remove the fact that you want to play and all that, and just sit back and let me work. So that's why he's even sitting out. Jamar wants to play. You don't become that great without putting in the work. It doesn't make sense. The 2 things can't be true. You can't be that great from year 1 right out the gate and not put in that work. So he won't cost them a championship because he will be there during the big games, during the big moment. But do I think he might miss the first couple games to really show that he's serious? I think he will. And if the offense is sloppy at all that first week, that second week, then the GM might be like, okay, let's go ahead and pay this guy. The same way Emmitt Smith did it years ago with the Cowboys.
Yeah, not even close to the same. A horrible take by you. Let me I'm just kidding, but let me give you a little deeper dive into Smitty's take. The reason it's not even close to the same as Emmitt Smith or any of that other stuff, Joe Burrow's coming off injury. And I'm saying that Joe Burrow is going to come back with a vengeance. Shaved his head. He out here looking like fucking Eminem. And we all like, oh, shit, this guy's about to ball. You and I said he may come out and try to get an MVP. He's going to be on fire this year, blah, blah, blah. Can't do any of that without Jamar Chase. You cannot do that and come out with hype all off season and I'm ready to go. It's like having, a hard wee-wee and then not getting it busted off. That is
but
happening.
hold on, the team knows that, right? The GM knows that. So pay him.
Well, but why do you dismiss Jamar Chase knowing it? Like you always defend the player. It kills me, dog. Like Jamar Chase has also known this, and the last time I checked, he's under fucking contract right now. Why don't you fulfill your contract, homie? You got a contract right now that you're under. You got a contract that you're gonna get next year, dog. How about you play this year and get your homie that you knocked on doors to live next to? By the way, he's under current contract, Smitty.
In that contract, he's underpaid on that current contract. He's underpaid. He's overperformed and outperformed that rookie contract.
He's not underpaid, homie.
He's outperformed that rookie contract. Jamar Chase is a top 5 receiver in the NFL, getting paid like a rookie.
Y'all get so butthurt, homie, because the homie got more money already. He butthurt right now because his homie Justin Jefferson signed, and then his other homie CeeDee Lamb signed, and then his other homie AJ Brown signed. He butthurt right now.
Hold on, keep going.
He butthurt right now.
Keep going. So everybody else around me who I'm either better than or I'm in the same conversation has already got paid. But my smart ass, my loyal ass has to sit around and be like, you know what? It don't matter. I'm gonna just keep playing because I'm loyal to the Cincinnati Bengals, and they don't be loyal to me.
What's a contract mean to them? Those other guys are on expiring contract. This guy's on a contract. What does contract mean to you then? So now we don't honor contract? So you really want to just blow up football, don't you? You really want this product to be as shitty as possible. So now we don't honor contracts. Now we can demand trades and don't honor contracts. That's a good product for you, huh? Dog,
CeeDee Lamb had a year left on his contract too, and he got paid. Okay, but I'm saying, technically speaking, like using your argument, if they did not pay CeeDee right, this season right here, he's technically on contract, on this old contract. They say, you know what? CeeDee Lamb has outplayed this contract, overperformed this contract. All pro numbers are right there with Justin Jefferson in terms of the length of their careers. Let's go ahead and pay him now. So my point is, JB, I hear what you're saying about the contract thing, but that's not what happens, bro, in negotiations in the NFL. They don't wait until their contract is done. That's why there's so much hype and fuss around Dak Prescott right now, because they're like, bro, y'all about to really let Dak play his last year of his contract and then become a free agent and then just decide whatever he wants to do. Remember, that makes no sense. That's not what they do.
I want to be clear here. We're discussing Jamar Chase, okay? He has 2 years left on his contract, homie. 2 fucking years left on his contract, and you're defending this motherfucker sitting out. Just so we're clear, okay? I just want to be clear. We're talking Jamar Chase. I'm not disagreeing with you with the other one. We're talking Jamar Chase. By the way, they just re-upped and gave him they maneuvered some things to give him almost $10 million this year. And then in the final non-option of his rookie deal next year, 2025, he's supposed to earn $21 million.
That's nothing, though. Like, that's nothing. Like, $21 million ain't shit.
That's not the point, though. That's not the point you're missing, homie. He's under a contract. He has 2 years left. So we're just going to dismiss and not play over my next 2 contracts. Dog, I believe you know he's going to be the highest paid after 25. So why wouldn't you honor your contract? When we start opening up Pandora's box like we are now, so the contracts don't mean shit. And these clubs better start figuring it out. There better be an opt-out for them as well. So if this cat goes out and does some stupid shit and whatever, gets hurt doing some dumb shit that's not football related, well, he needs to be cut then or money given back. If you want to play that game,
most NFL money's not guaranteed. You know that. So they already got a way out.
Signing bonuses are. And the signing bonuses, they're getting generational money.
That's the risk.
They're getting $50 million up front, homie. Like, what do you want?
Yeah, you're getting 50 out of a $136 million contract. So more than half is not guaranteed.
But hold on, though. You're making up numbers, dog. That's not my issue.
That's the market, though. CeeDee Lamb got 4 year, $136 million. Brandon Aiyuk got 4 year, I want to say $130 million. So that's the market. That's what he's in. Jamar Chase was trying to get Justin Jefferson money. Justin Jefferson at the top of the top. He's getting like $35 million a year.
I get all that. What I'm saying is the guaranteed upfront contract money has nothing to do with what you offered him. That's a you problem. I don't care what they offered him. They offered him $250 million, and I got $50 million up front. And now you're going to compare the 50 to, well, it's only 50% of 250. I don't care about your 250, homie. That's the contract that they offered you. It's not like you earned it yet. This guy's got 2 years left on his contract, and you know damn well he's the biggest piece of the puzzle for Joe Burrow. So if I'm going to knock on doors, Smitty, and I'm going to try to be next to my quarterback and talk all this shit that I'm your boy and I got to live next to you and we played at LSU, we won a natty, we're going to win a Super Bowl. And then you don't want to play for your boy after all year workouts and saying that you're his guy and you're ready to go. You knew this contract was expiring in 2 years, dog. Why now is it a big deal? Because your homie signed and your butt hurts. When you really could just play for your boy, you know you're going to get the highest paid contract. Why aren't you sitting back like, I know I'm about to be the highest paid? You're the same age, homie. He's actually younger. So I'm trying to figure out why now. Like, it's a rookie contract, Smitty. I don't understand what he's on a rookie contract. Like, when did we start dismissing the fact that you're on the deal you signed as a rookie? When did you outplay your rookie contract all of a sudden? We know who you are. We know how good you are. So does Justin Jefferson. So are these other guys. But when did we start putting in our brain, just because the homie signed, now I don't have to live up to my contract that I signed as a rookie? Like,
when was Jamar Chase? He was drafted 2021, right? 2021, 2022, 2022, 2023, 2023, 2024. This should be his fourth year. I believe the Bengals might have exercised an extension, like they had an option on the fifth year, I believe. And I think they exercised that. So I think that's why we're saying he has 2 years left. But to my not, if I'm wrong, please tell me. I'm pretty sure it's his actual fourth year, which rookie deals are 4-year deals.
Smitty, I already gave it to you. That's what I told you.
So this year is his fourth year then, correct?
He's about to get 9.8 this year on his rookie deal.
This is fourth year though, right? Coming up.
No, next year, 25 would end his rookie contract, and he would get 21.8 because they re-upped and gave him an April option. So they gave him 21.8 as a rookie to show favor, to say, hey, dog, we know you're the guy. But
I don't think that's why. See, you're looking at it from a standpoint of showing favor. That's not how I'm looking at it. I think they're doing that because they're trying to save money for another contract. Year. They're trying to keep him for a fifth year within his rookie deal, to where they don't have to pay him the big money. In my opinion, it's stupid. To your point, if they know they're going to have to pay him, right? Why not pay him now then for you to actually save money? From a business standpoint, it don't actually make sense. Because, okay, let's say Jamar goes out here, balls out again this year, and he balls out again next year. Okay, after that year, you're going to have to pay this dude $42, $43 million a year. If you pay him now, you're only going to have to pay him $34 a year. And then in 2-3 years, that's going to be considered underpaid, right? In 2 years, that's going to be considered probably not even top 10 of a receiver, because the market is the market. It consistently goes up. To me, it's bad business. If you know everything you said about Jamar Chase is true, how important he is to this team, how important he is for Joe Burrow, how important he is for them having a Super Bowl winning opportunity and chance. The Bengals know that too. The GM knows that too. The head coach over there, they know that too. If you know that, you know this guy is that important, why are you being tight with your pockets? You got all this money. Just pay him. The top guy should get paid. It should just be that simple. If I'm an all-pro, I'm one of the best players on your team. It's Joe Burrow. It's Jamar Chase. We are the guys on that offense. Pay me then. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to my fourth year right now. You sign an additional year, or add an additional year, option year to the contract. But at the end of the day, technically speaking, I'm going into my original last year of my rookie deal. This is the time that players go out there and they want to get paid. And most players do that. Again, if Jamar was a shitty player, or he was like he's like I would get it. But he's a baller. Like, there's an argument for Jamar Chase to be the number one, the best receiver in the league. Some people think that. Some people got Jamar over Justin Jefferson because of the yak ability that he has, and the fact that he came in from day one and balled out from day one. There's never been a time Jamar has not played well. So that's my thing, man. That's my only issue with you, man. It's like you care so much about the loyalty part, and I'm a loyal person to a detriment of myself. But that's what you want them to. You want them to say, fuck their long-term careers and their money and their families and their generational wealth, and say, no, you be loyal to the Bengals, to the franchise. You be loyal to your quarterback, and then you'll get paid when you get paid. No, I want to get my money now, because NFL stands for for long. And God forbid I have an Alex Smith type injury in this next year, and now that money is fucking nowhere. As an NFL player, two things can be true. I can want to play the game. I can love the game. Want to win the Super Bowls. Want to extend my legacy, make my legacy big, and be proud, be Hall of Fame, all that. But I also want to get paid. Point blank. Period. Two things can be true. It's a business. The contract
don't mean shit. Then I know it's a business. So then, if I'm the owner of the business, guess what, dog? I'm gonna start shitting on y'all players. So every time you motherfuckers don't honor your contract, you don't want to honor your contract, I'm going to just start cutting motherfuckers. I'm going to start saying, all right, guess what? Go ahead and fuck up and have a DUI. Cut. Go ahead and do this. I'm taking your money.
And nobody will come to Cincinnati to play.
You only defend one side.
You'll get no free agents, JB.
I want to defend both sides. You honor your contract. We'll make sure that we take care of you. But guess what? You're on a rookie deal, son. This is what you signed. You were on the podium to shake Roger Goodell's hand and say all these sweet nothings about how fucking good you were and how grateful you are to be in the NFL. All of a sudden, though, you got 2 years left on a deal and you don't want to play? Man, you're opening up Pandora's box, dog. I'm just telling you. Breaking news, Smitty.
All right, fellas, we got breaking news here. Bring it up now. So Patrick Surtain, let me make this so we can actually see it here. Patrick Surtain just got extended to the biggest deal for a defensive back in NFL history. 4 years, $96 million extension that includes $77.5 million guaranteed. Breaking news.
Hey, so 77.5 million guaranteed of 96 million.
That's unique. That's
absolutely destroys your fucking take. Destroys it.
JB, stop. I'm not gonna let you get away with that with these fans who don't have the knowledge. You've been around sports way too long and been around the game of football way too long. This is a unique thing. Most players don't get majority of their contract guaranteed. Stop it. Trying to win an argument. Don't come out here and don't bullshit me. You know good and damn well they don't nearly ever get 85% of their contract guaranteed, JB.
Well,
stop.
Here's the thing, Smitty. I'm gonna give you a little history lesson.
I can't let you get that now.
Little history lesson. Deion Sanders did. Troy Aikman did. Guys back in the late 80s and early 90s that signed $50 million signing bonuses, which was unheard of. Troy Aikman actually got $1 million more than Deion because Deion signed a $49 million deal. Troy Aikman, they gave him a $50 million deal back in the day, and these contracts were nowhere close to 150, 250, 300 million. So signing bonuses have been a big-time proportionate deal when it comes to your overall contract. It has happened for a long time. Michael Irvin was also another one that the percentage of their signing bonus was way, way more. You're acting as if this is brand new. It's not, homie.
I'm saying majority of NFL, their contracts are not guaranteed to this level. You can always find people and pick out people in the pot. Majority of NFL is not like that. By the way, real quick, JB. Hold on. By the way, do you know that Patrick Surtain, the Broncos picked up his fifth-year option of $19.8 million earlier here in this offseason to keep him under contract through the 2025 season? The exact same situation as Jamar Chase. They did that just to have security to keep him under contract, and then they went ahead and re-upped him. Literally, he got drafted the exact same year, the exact same season. Right. And this is what happened. So is Jamar still stupid and he's still selfish now?
You're making my point. Did he say he was sitting out though, homie? Did Surtain sit out?
Because he didn't need to. Because obviously, the Broncos was paying him. That's why his agent saying you don't need to sit out. You're getting paid. You're good.
Makes no sense, homie. This guy wasn't sitting out. He was honoring his contract. You actually make no sense.
Every franchise is different. Obviously, different Broncos was having a conversation with the agent. No, they ain't know that. They have a conversation. They don't do that again. They have a conversation with the agent, let him know that he's gonna get paid.
This guy picks and chooses his. How many excuses does this guy have? More than the attendance office at school. God damn.
You think every business is saying? You think ESPN is Fox and Fox is ESPN and Bleacher Report is TNT and Turner? Every network ain't the fucking same. So if homie and ESPN getting paid, don't mean homie and Fox is getting paid. That don't work. It ain't the same thing. I'm in a different franchise, homie.
No, homie. Isn't the NFL the NFL? What are you talking about?
But these franchises are making the decision on who they paying.
Are they not under the NFL umbrella and they signed a deal to be on a team under the NFL franchise? This ain't ESPN and Fox comparison, homie. It's NFL. What are we talking about?
Homie,
he got drafted the same year. They got drafted the same year, Smitty. Right? You just said it. Same year. Okay. Yes. Why did this guy honor the contract and this other guy ain't, and you're defending one, not the other?
I'm explaining to you right now. He got paid before the year was over, before his contract was over. It was nothing to sit out. He's not fighting anything. If I go to my boss today and I'm like, hey, I need some more money. I've overperformed my contract. That's what it is. And my boss said, you know what? You're right. You have done that. Let's work on that behind the scenes. We're gonna get a deal done before the season starts. Okay, bet. I have no reason to sit out. I'm happy. We agreed. But if I'm on the other end and I say, hey, these are my numbers, these are my stats. I've outperformed this contract. I would like to get paid before my fourth and technically my last year of my rookie deal. Let's make it happen. And they're like, well, I don't know. Yeah. Well, now it's a dilemma. It's a different scenario is what I'm trying to explain to you, JB. It's not the exact same situation in Denver that it is over here with Cincinnati. Cincinnati, the Bengals have always been cheap as hell. I wish I could call TJ Houshmandzadeh right now. He will break you down exactly how cheap they've always been when it comes to contract, when it comes to facilities, when it comes to food. The Cincinnati Bengals are cheap. They always have compared to any other franchise. The Broncos, one of the most luxurious fucking franchises in NFL history, they're not a cheap franchise. So it makes sense that he got paid. I'm gonna tell you it's a difference. Don't compare Surtain to Jamar Chase in Cincinnati. Don't do that. But look at the money though. So now you understand why you think Jamar ain't seeing this. He's looking back like, damn, okay. So these other franchises actually do pay their best players historical numbers when they go out there and bust their ass and perform. Huh? You don't say. So hell yeah, I'm gonna keep sitting out because I want to get paid money. CeeDee Lamb, who you were complaining about weeks ago for sitting out this whole time, look what happened to him. He sat out, and right before the season, boom, $34 million a year, which means it worked. Because in Dallas, they do that all the time. Fucking Ezekiel Elliott, when he was in his prime and he was about to get paid, had to sit out. The man was in Mexico chilling during camp. Boom, got paid. These teams, these owners are trying to like play this cat and mouse game with the players and see who will give up first, who will give in first. And if the player can just stick it out, 9 times out of 10, they get paid. Point blank, period. That's what it is.
So,
yes,
Jamar is going to look at another franchise, and now but all of them are individual though, right? You just said they're all individual, but this guy's looking at another franchise and going to dictate what their franchise does. Makes sense. Got it.
He's looking at the market of receiver position, period. He's looking at top players and seeing them get paid. Then he's looking specifically at his own market where Amon-Ra St. Brown is getting $30 million a year. AJ Brown's getting like $32 a year. Justin Jefferson, who's my teammate in college, who I'm friends with, and who probably talks to behind the scenes, he's getting paid $35 a year. CeeDee Lamb just got paid last week, $34 a year. It makes Aiyuk just got $30 million a year. I'm like, hold on, homie. Yeah, like I'm that guy. I'm in that breath. Why the fuck am I waiting for? That makes no sense, homie. That makes no sense.
Contracts were up, dog. This guy has 2 years left. Stop making excuses.
You will never negotiate money for us on this show. Please, if you ever get a brand, that brand you was referring to, let me handle it.
God damn.
Do not negotiate.
Excuses.
You would take pennies and dimes.
No, that's like me saying, hey, guess what? Our numbers aren't shit yet, but we're gonna get them. We're gonna get them. So pay us, please.
That's what you do. It's called projections.
No, it's called projections.
Brands take chances off of you. They look at what you've already done. They think about what you might become, and they sign a deal with you. That's what brands do. Literally, I signed brand deals to an event in February. We said these are our projections. These are who's pulling up. This is what we're doing. They gave me money. They became a sponsor. Boom, that's business, homie.
We'll see,
homie.
We'll see how it works.
Yeah, we're gonna see.
Yeah,
he'll get paid.
History of life never done it, but now all of a sudden your generation.
He'll be paid 34-35 million in next week or so.
We know he will. He will. But so he's gonna miss a game though. So
that's the GM's fault then, homie.
No, it's not, homie.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Contract.
Why the hell would I? Hold on. This is my last thing. If I'm a franchise and I know I'm going to pay a player, right? Why would I wait until he misses a game to pay him? If I know in my back of my head I'm gonna pay him, just pay him now. Then it's stupid.
I wouldn't. That's all I'm telling you.
Cool. I stand on business then. Don't pay him then. Cool.
I won't pay him. I wouldn't.
That's cool.
Who sat out 1 year? Bell? Was it Bell?
Le'Veon Bell, and his career got messed up. It was later in his career as a running back. He was around that age, I think 28 to close to 30, and he was done. Jamar Chase is in his peak prime. If the Bengals don't want to pay him, cool. He'll go somewhere else and somebody else will pay him. That's simple.
Even though you're on 2-year contract that you signed with that franchise. But yeah, makes
no,
sense.
He has never mind.
Yeah. They'll never agree on that. So it's a good topic to start the show with. So It is what it is. But that's
you never like players getting paid at any level. So I
do, but not when you have a contract and not when you agreed to something. So you're okay with decommitting and not honoring, and that's that shitty ass.
He didn't want an option on the 5th year. That's what they did. The team had the option. That's no control of him. Technically speaking, he's going into his last year of his rookie deal. That's a fact. A rookie contract is 4 years. They have a 5th year option. That's what it is. So you keep saying it's 2 years. You acting like he played 2 years and then was like, all right, fucking my money. No, that's not the case. He's played 3 seasons, going to his 4th year of his rookie deal. Now he wants to get paid. That's a normal thing. Look it up. I ain't making shit up. This is a history. Look it up.
Hey, let me ask you something. So
don't ask me nothing. I don't want to answer your question.
If you knew this and you have an agent that's supposed to be a professional in this profession, in this business, why the fuck you sign the paper, homie? Why'd you fucking sign the paper? Why did you sign it, homie? Answer me that question. Riddle me that, homie. Why did you sign it then if you knew so goddamn much? Why did you put that ink on that paper? That's just to your point. Are you going to sign a contract with fucking DraftKings if they're going to fuck us in 2 years? No, you're not, Smitty, because you just said you know the business. So now make it make sense. Why the fuck did you sign it?
And if you know the business, you know the history of the business, you understand that what I'm doing, that ain't. You didn't say nothing hard right there. If I know the business, then I understand that this is what this has been happening for fucking decades. Players sit out for decades. Players sit out in year 3 for decades if they don't get paid. That's what happens. Point period. You gotta sign a rookie deal. You can't go into the league with no contract, motherfucker. That's what you gotta do. That makes no sense.
Your generation can't stand on business.
Your generation started this gangster shit. That's the problem. Your generation started this gangster contract stuff. Y'all set out. Y'all set out.
You have no honor to anything, dog. No, you don't honor nothing. Your word means nothing. That's the wrong with y'all generation. Your word means nothing.
In your generation, y'all business acumen is fucking subpar. It's low. Y'all don't get paid. Y'all ain't got no money. Y'all ain't got no money. So I mean,
we had the country. We had the country. Now
y'all loyal and broke. So that's cool.
God damn, you ruined this motherfucker, boy. No word. I mean nothing.
Loyal and
all right,
broke.
let's move on, Smitty. You got the topics. Let's move on.
Let's move on. I don't know what's next. I'm fucking loaded right now. I'm turned up and I'm pissed off.
You loaded on what?
I'm off energy, off passion. I don't need no liquor to wake me up. I don't need no coffee to wake me up.
I don't know why I just killed you. I don't know why I just killed you.
You ain't kill me at all. Anyway, let's moving on, man. Brandon Aiyuk admits that he made contract negotiations more difficult than they had to be towards the end. Coach JB, let's hear your thoughts on it. I already know what they're going to be, but let's hear them again. Is there a video? I'm sorry, let's play it.
Before, I think John and Kyle didn't expect you to be at practice. They were sounding very frustrated. What John said at that time, that once things get done, it's like kind of everything is forgotten. I don't know if you felt any bruised feelings during this time, but is it true? Like once everything's done, you're like, I love you all.
I think I'm not gonna lie. I made it a little bit more difficult than it needed to at the end. But yeah, it was. I mean, it was like that from. I'm not gonna say the whole entire time, but for about the past month, I think we were pretty good.
Debbie, your thoughts?
That was professional sounding. Say it again. My thoughts again.
JB, your thoughts?
I don't like it.
I'm very professional now. Like I don't listen. My background's professional. I majored in professionalism in college at Ball State.
Yeah, I don't like the hat. Let me dive into. He basically just put us in another argument. It's the same argument we just ended. So it's the same shit. Like he just proved to you who these generational kids are. That's who the generation is. He just showed you. So I don't know what the argument you have is. He just showed you. This is what we are now. We're a prima donna. We are an enabled, entitled generation of new athlete, and we can make it tough on the people that actually gave us this generational wealth money, and we'll still make it hard on them because that's who we are. We're the generation of bitch-made cats. So that's basically what he said. So go ahead. You got it.
To me, I'll say this. I think with Brandon Aiyuk's situation, there was a lot of emotion that got involved in this. It wasn't all logic. I think from the beginning, Brandon Aiyuk never wanted to leave the Niners. He wants to stay. That's where he got drafted to. That's where he's had a ton of his success. Him and Brock Purdy have a good connection, and he's technically wide receiver one. Is he weapon number one? No, but he's technically their best true wide receiver. And he never wanted to leave that team because he knows how great they are and the potential they have to win it all. He's been in 2 Super Bowls, I think, since he's been there, if I'm not mistaken. So, but I think what it was is he wanted his cake and he wanted to eat it too, meaning that he wanted to be paid like a top 3, top 4 receiver, but he also wanted to win. So I think that was the dilemma for him going back and forth because there were offers from the Pittsburgh Steelers that were really good. There were other teams on the table. I think the Patriots at one point in time was on the table.
Can I stop you 1 second, though?
Yes, you can.
Now, if anybody has an argument, it's this guy. He already ended his 5th year and has a negotiation clause in his contract that I'm reading. And he has actually more right to your argument before than Jamar Chase has. But you defended Jamar on a 2-year deal compared to this guy who's not even close to Jamar Chase, by the way.
I'm not even talking about him not. I'm not saying Aiyuk should not want his money. He damn sure should get his money. I'm just saying.
I get it, but
I'm saying which was more important is what I'm saying. I'm not saying at all.
I'm just talking about years. He actually
had it. I got you.
He had the right. He could actually. I could see your argument with him, not with Jamar though.
No, like, 1,000%. I think again. I'm always pro player. I'm saying what the difference between Aiyuk's situation is that Aiyuk was trying to make it seem like he would really leave in order to like try to garner that I guess that fear in order to get paid. But in reality, he never wanted to leave. I don't think he ever was really going to leave. I think there was a point in time where he was just pissed off because the conversation wasn't going in his favor. And in the back of his head, he was you know what, I'll leave, man. Fuck it. I don't want to be. You don't want me. I don't. I'll go somewhere else. But in reality, he always wanted to be here. It just took super long for him to figure it out because the Niners have so many players that they got to pay. I mean, Trent Williams is finally coming back to camp or coming back to the team, I think, like as of yesterday, because they got so many star players that they have to pay. So it's a little bit of a different scenario where a lot of these other players, like Jamar, probably wants to stay in Cincy, but is he like stuck at Cincy? Nah, I don't think so. CD Lamb, he wants to stay in Dallas. I'm sure he's not stuck in Dallas. Where I think Aiyuk, based upon all this stuff I've been hearing behind the scenes, he never wanted to leave here, which is why, technically speaking, he took less money to stay than he could have got if he would have left. I think he's getting like 30. I want to say 30 million. I could be off a little bit. I think 30 million a year. He could have definitely got more if he would have went with the Pittsburgh Steelers or somewhere else. But he wants to win too. So I think that it ended up being a perfect scenario. He's a top 5 paid receiver in the league, got his bread, got his money, and he's still on the winning franchise where he can win. So it ended up working out for both sides, both parties. And I think like he said, he made it difficult at the end because he just being emotional, I think. That's what it came down to.
You give me lobs. You give me lobs like no other. Good looking out, Chris Paul. But here's the thing. You just actually made my argument and you proved my argument. And that is why I wouldn't have paid Brandon Aiyuk. That's why he had no leverage whatsoever. He's a number 2 receiver in the NFL on most NFL franchises. He's not a number 1 anywhere that I can look at and recall. And he needs the 49ers more than they need him. He's a utility guy who needs a team to win and knows if he goes to a Pittsburgh, New England, or Cleveland, his career is fucking over. And that is why the Niners should have hardballed him longer and said, nah, dog, do this thing. You are one who's going to defend the player to get him paid. I get it. It's all good. I want him to get paid too. I just wish they'd honor the contracts that they signed with their own hand and pen, which makes no sense to me.
I use credits, like you just said, he did. So we focus on Aiyuk. He did do that.
And they paid him. They paid this guy. So cool. But this is my point, though. Why?
Because they need him, JB.
Time out. That's not the question, though.
Oh, my fault.
You waited all this time, and you didn't practice at all. You're a fucking sit-in. That's a whole new thing now. Y'all soft motherfuckers created a whole nother thing. Sit-in. So anyway, what is this? Woodstock, motherfucker? So you made a sit-in now. So make it sit in and watch practice and slap all my boys across the face while they sweat, bleed, and cry. But I'll watch you guys do it. And then I'll sit there and bitch and cry. And then it's already what? Oh, they're about to play when? Monday against the Jets? And now we sign him? Why didn't y'all sign him before? Just cut him. You didn't even get to practice with the motherfucker. He didn't make your team better, Smitty. He did not make your team better whatsoever going into game 1 versus the Jets. And then you've been without Trent Williams. You've been without who else was gone?
That's it, I think, from this year.
Okay. You've been without your best player, Trent Williams. Let's be honest. And then you got a guy that didn't practice at all. And then you paid him at the end of the day anyway. So not only did he not practice and get what he wanted, then you paid him on top of that. And now everything's supposed to be hunky-dory and go get Coach Shanahan. Guess what? Just go win a Super Bowl now. Again, another overrated coach who's going to, again, lose another year. And then guess what happens next year, Smitty? Just so we're clear. You signed a guy who opted out and set in. You signed this guy last minute only to have this team blown up next year. You better win this year because there's no feasible way that they can keep all this shit happy because look at what they just went through. And it's going to only be worse next year when they have to sign Brock Purdy. So I'm just telling you right now, Shanahan better win this year or he's going to be a coordinator in this league somewhere because I think people are over it. You had the best football roster on paper for 5 of the last 7 years, and you've got 0 to show for it. 0. You better win this year, dog. I'm just telling you right now. You can give me your moral victory, Smitty, all you want, but 0 rings to show for it. And that's the bottom line.
I hear you. It is hard for me to call a head coach overrated that's been to 4 or 5 NFC Championship games, 2 Super Bowls, a play away. I'm sorry that I just can't beat Mahomes in the Super Bowl, the best quarterback in the league right now, and arguably top 5 quarterback of all time already right now. It's arguable, but a lot of people will put him top 5 right now based on what he's already done. He got 3 rings right now, MVP, stats is crazy. So like, you know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things where it's like NBA where people you can't be Jordan. It just is what it looks like. Karl Malone just couldn't be Jordan. John Stockton, Charles Barkley just couldn't be Jordan. Right? It is certain things happen and you run into certain circumstances. The Niners are a great team, and I cannot take that away from Shanahan. Has he not won a big game? You are absolutely right. But to come overrated is like,
let's be relative.
It's hard to go to the Super Bowl every year.
Let's make sure we're relative. I'm not saying he's like some fucking Pop Warner youth coach. I'm just saying
he's top 5 in the league, right?
I'm just saying in the NFL, on the NFL level, which he's a 1%er, right? That means we already know he's a world's great coach. Okay, I'm not saying we're not putting his ass on fucking high school level. I'm just saying.
Yeah, of course, I know that.
But in the NFL, he is one of the biggest choke artists in football. I mean, it's just a fact, Smitty.
Would you put him top 5 in head coach in the NFL right now? Off the top of the head?
No.
You wouldn't. Let me ask you this. Who's been to more Super Bowls in the last, I don't know, decade than Shanahan and Andy Reid?
Who's been
in the last 10 years? Who's just been to more Super Bowls in the last 10 years?
In the last 10 years?
Which head coach in the NFL has been to the Super Bowl more probably in the last 10, so from 2014 to 2024? Who's been to more Super Bowls? That's a fun, and you might not, I don't know this off the top of the head, so this could be hurting myself. But if I had to guess, it probably ain't. It can't be more.
Maybe Harbaugh, John, and maybe
not more. He ain't been to one since 2010. Been to one.
He's won 2. He's won 2 and been to 3, hasn't he?
John Harbaugh.
Yeah.
They beat the Niners. Ray Lewis when he retired. What was that? 2012 maybe. I made my years off. 2012.
He beat his brother.
That was it though. He ain't been since. He ain't won no. He ain't been since then. And we don't say he's overrated. We love Harbaugh.
It was there before then, though, right? I don't know. Pete Carroll's been to what?
The Ravens were there before then.
Pete Carroll's been to what? 2. McVay's been to what? 3.
McVay's been to 2. He lost 1-1-1. He lost against the Patriots and Tom Brady, and then they beat the Bengals and Joe Burrow. That's it.
Okay, been to 2. Remember, he's the youngest coach. One of the youngest coaches in football.
To win. Now he won, so it's a little. So he won. So at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. You've been the one. You won. You know.
But he's been the same amount as Kyle, though.
My point, sure, yeah.
And he's won.
Right. Won. So I would put McVay in front of Shanahan. Me personally, McVay.
Me too. That's why he's not in my top 5.
I put McVay, Andy Reid. Like again, we're talking about right now. We're not talking about all time. We're talking about currently head coaching.
John Harbaugh.
I don't know though. For real. I mean,
he's got more Super Bowls, homie. I do. What do you mean?
Yeah,
Are they both coaches? You said right now, Smitty. Don't take back what you said. You're not saying.
Yeah.
You can't say.
Okay. Put
John
Harbaugh then. I guess
John Harbaugh of 2010 to 12. No, he's still coaching, homie. Like, how about Mike Tomlin? More Super Bowls. Like, I'm just telling you, Shanahan does not fit in my top 5. Like, there's no way. There's no way. I'm sorry. I like him as a coach and all that. He's an offensive guy. But I'm going to be honest with you. Your Patrick Mahomes' take as to why they couldn't beat Patrick Mahomes is an oxymoron. It's an oxymoronic take. Doesn't mean it's a bad take. It means that it doesn't make sense. It's not that Patrick Mahomes beat him. Patrick Mahomes had under 200 yards in 2 of those Super Bowls. It was Kyle Shanahan's inability to run the football when they were up 12 points with 6 minutes left. Not once, but twice. And
this last Super Bowl, I can't blame Shanahan, bro. They did everything they had to do. Patrick Mahomes went down there and fucking scored. Like the it factor, man. You talk about the it factor all the time. This second one, the first one, all right, I give you that. They should have ran the fucking ball. I give you that, you know. But at the same time, like Jimmy G, fuck.
Cut me off like I do him, so it's cool. Let me.
My fault. I'm on mute.
No. My only point was I was trying to make a relevant point to go back to the Atlanta game where he did the same shit on me. He's 0 for fucking 3, up many points, and choked. When are you going to start calling a spade, a square, and a circle, and saying maybe this guy just don't have it? Because I'm gonna be honest. Patrick Mahomes sure looked average against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, homie. What happened to that coach, Bruce Arians, when he fucking cooked them and they ran the football even though they couldn't run the football? But guess what they did? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers ran the football even though they had no running game. Go look it up. And guess what that defense did? Oh, they shut Mahomes' ass down. You know why? Because they didn't allow a guy to do what Kyle Shanahan allowed him to do. And that is the difference in coaching and allowing it and coaching it. This guy has choked multiple times, and that is my fucking point. It's not against him. I'm just telling you he lacks a certain element to win the last game of the season. He's done it multiple times. I don't know why we keep defending the guy. Let's call it what he is. Like you say, he's good as hell. Great coach. Maybe top 10, not 5 to me. But he chokes in the big game. And my whole point to this is, Smitty, if he don't win this year, how many more GMs and owners would give this guy a boost of confidence with the money they're spilling out for you and the confidence and the everything at your disposal they're giving you? How many times are they going to give you a chance to win? Like, how many times before they say, all right, dog, enough is enough. We need a new voice, Smitty, because a new voice sometimes gets you over the hump. Look what happened in Philly when Andy Reid left. I'm just saying, dog.
I hear you, man. Let's move on to black people shit, white people shit real quick before we go to our first commercial break. Let's see what we got. Because I didn't see these beforehand.
Fucking way.
See that? I only admit it, bro. You see that type of crap.
I see that in the hood right now, though. I see that in Compton all the time.
Damn, why you got the AC up in the window like that?
So what? Are you got an air conditioner you in there, John? Yeah, man. I'm throwing snowballs in this bitch. Oh, man. I gotta check that John out, bro.
That's super black people shit right there. Like,
I've seen that in Compton. I've seen that in the hood, though.
You don't be in the hood like that much. Like, it's just, you know, thing about black people, we gonna figure out something. That, you know, our creativity level is crazy. Shout out to Bradley for 1999, man. My guy, my cousin. It's we figure shit out. Like, we might, if we don't have something, we gonna find a way to use what we have and make it work.
How's he powering it up?
You would know that because you're the car guy.
Well,
is it the lighter?
So that's like that's a 220 or a 110 volt, probably 110. That's like me. So on my boat, there's certain things you can't power, homie, unless you get an inverter or some sort of generator or something. I don't understand how he's plugging that up, dog. There's no way he's got an electrical outlet in a 1994 fucking Malibu.
Is he pitting my ride or something? I don't know.
He got to have some sort of, not even a car battery either. He's got to have
he got like an external portable thing extender or something he bought. It's probably sitting in the floor.
Inverter. Yeah, he's got to have an inverter or some sort of generator. It's BPS, dog, to the utmost degree.
Well, let's see this next one real quick, man. I heard this next one's gonna be pretty good.
You gonna break the ground, nigga.
You gonna break the ground. Man, you get a little bit though. Ooh, he got that thing. Is that 412 or is that a 15?
I don't know, Smitty, but I'm gonna tell you right now. Not only is that BPS, that's ghetto BPS. Those are the worst speakers you could put in a car. I'm a speaker guy, Smitty. I'm a known guy. I can bring on many people. I've had a wall of 415s in a Jeep Cherokee. I've had 412s. I got 212s in the boat right now. Jeez. Those speakers right there are fucking garbage. You're talking to a JL Audio guy that knows everything from MB Court to JL Audio, who got all Kicker Marine. You've already heard the beat on the boat. That shit is horrible, and that sounds horrific. And those are the woofers. Those woofers are made with plastic cone, and that shit is ghetto as fuck. You see the name on them, motherfucker?
What is that?
It's the Walmart brand, homie. I'll just tell you like that.
Jeez. You gotta get in where you fit in.
Why would you put all those in that? Why would you put 10 Walmart brand 12 so they all sound like one shitty 8?
In the hood, they don't know no better though. The hood think he like.
But the box is nice though.
Right.
The box is nice.
In the hood, they think he got that shit. He got that.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that, homie?
Man, I love it though, man. Shout out to the black people shit, man. Listen, we might have some more later on, but right now we're gonna go to a quick commercial break. And when we come back, man, we got special guests coming. Who we got coming on? Mazzoni and Mr. Booty. We got a loaded show, man.
Yeah, we got No Mazzoni coming up. Josh Booty. We'll have those guys on in a few minutes. And we have a special guest, last-minute guest.
What?
That is a 49er, Bengal, Eagle insider, Chase Sr. Ooh. Chase Sr. is going to hop in as he's walking around the track as he's on his way to work. For Chat Sports, he's going to jump in here and give us the latest on Jamar Chase in his negotiation. So we'll have that for you too. So pound that like, subscribe, become a member. We'll see you in about 4 minutes. Peace. Here, this is the infamous one of the palm trees at Ash 8.
Can't fucking believe you. See this fucking dog? You see him? Who just eats a whole fucking palm tree, man? You guys are fucking shitting. Just fucking unearthed the motherfucker. Ate the whole fucking thing. Like, who eats a whole fucking palm tree? Like, you fucking shitting me? Are you fucking shitting me? No shit now. Who did it? I'm gonna look at the fucking camera. Who fucking did it? Sit down.
Sit down. Sit. Sit down. Now, do we understand each other? Excuse me. There is no more fucking up palm trees. I'm tired of spending all this money, and now I've created a whole fucking barricade for you. So I don't want to have to dig this bitch out. I'm fucking dead. I'm old. My back hurts. I'm fucking stiff as a porn dick. Come here. Sit down. Sit down. Boy, if you don't sit your ass down. Now, you come over here with me. Come on. Here's what I had to do to fucking stop you. And I got a better, beautiful, bigger tree. So now we are shitting in tall grass. Replanted it, bitch. Soiled it up. Put a little trellis in here. Put a bunch of fucking stones. Look like Stonehenge around this bitch. And now, Ash, are you gonna fucking try to dig this bitch out? Are you going to do this? Are you going to do this again? So I had to ask, remember this? Remember you ate this? Did you do this? He ate once. I put this little moat around it. And just a sitting area. Come over here. We got the plastic basketball court and driving range. So if I ever want to pull out the big dog, that's our net. All we do is just slap down our driving range, you know. Bam, swing away. And that's where we swing into the net. Jimmy crack corn on this hoop. And here's my RV parking where I park the whips. Let's take you out and show you a few. Out these double gates, I'll show you a few cars. Come on out. So right here, of course, is the bad boy. The last year they made this Cadillac EXT, one of a kind. Can't find these anywhere. And then you come out here, you got the 650i, BMW, rag top, 500 to the rear, white interior. You know, you can't beat it. This is my baby though, my truck. Full sound, custom sound system in both. Top notch, only as I do. And obviously, this is my crib. Oops. All right, that's JB's Cribs. Appreciate you jumping by, coming by. Listen, it's time to go. Now take your asses and get the hell out of here. I'm about to go cook some slapstick tri-tip. It's been a pleasure. Now go home. Peace. Get to look down on the property. That'll do it. Real close JB's Cribs. Peace. All right. We're back. We got about 2,500 people in here. Pound that like, subscribe, become a member. Shout out to everybody, man. We got two legends coming in here every Wednesday, man, for Workbook Wednesday. We're going to break down all things football-wise and all things real. But we got two legends, man. I don't know if you know this. But Noel Mazzoni, Josh Booty's going to join us. Noel Mazzoni's been everywhere, from working with Tommy Tuberville at Auburn to Ole Miss. With Dennis Erickson many times from Oregon State, 49ers. Worked with Chuck Amato, I believe, back in North Carolina State, where he coached Phillip Rivers. He's been everywhere. He's worked for Ed Ogeron, Eric Mangini, everywhere. Dave Wanstead, Randy Shannon. He's been all over the place. Josh Booty is, plus Mazzoni was also at UCLA under Jim Mora, and then had a run with Kevin Sumlin at Arizona and Texas A&M. So he's been everywhere. Then he went over to the USFL when it started a few years ago. So he's coached literally at every single level. Josh Booty is a two-time, two-star athlete, football, baseball, and comes from a heralded family. And we get the privilege to have them both on Wednesdays. So shout out to those two guys. And Bailey, I don't know how you can bring them in two at a time. Look at these flat dicks. God damn it.
Can't hear you guys.
You can't hear us?
You can't hear us?
I can. Let's do this.
Hey, Josh. Hey, Josh, can you turn your camera sideways? Your phone?
Yeah, baby. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
There we go.
No,
there we go.
No, you might. You're muted. Unmute your mic.
Now, can you hear us? we can't hear you now, Mazzoni.
No's muted.
How's that?
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
There we go.
Wait.
Oh! Look at that.
Well, went old school on you, brother. Went old school.
God damn. Hey, can you give a quick story real quick? You didn't even get to hear my you didn't even get to hear my intro for you, but can you give your favorite play that you created when you took the USFL job a few years ago? What'd you call it?
The USFL job?
Yeah. What'd you call your favorite play that you created?
Oh, is that the one I got from you?
Hey, what'd you call it though? Didn't you call it?
Did I call it Big Dog?
No, you call it Slap Dick.
Slap Dick. That's right. Slap Dick. Hey, here's the best part. Hey, best part, Smitty. He drew it up on a bar napkin. All right. Freaking mailed it to me. Said, put this bitch in. So I put it in. All right. We scored 4 touchdowns on it.
Are you serious? A bar napkin.
What was it?
The polecat?
Hey, Smitty, hey, Josh, tell him the best coaches create plays drinking on bar napkins.
It ain't about pros. It ain't about the Joes, the Jimmies and Joes. It's about the X's and O's, baby.
Hey, man.
JB, a quick bar napkin. I go into Galveston Ball High School. This is years and years ago. All right. Pat Culpepper's the head coach. All right. You go in the back of Galveston. Obviously, you've been in Galveston Ball High School. It's like in the hood, right? So you go back up, you walk up these old stairs, you go in. So I'm sitting there and I'm talking to Coach Culpepper. We're kind of bullshitting. I look, and behind him, he's got 4 framed bar napkins with drawings on them, right? So finally I go, Coach, I just got to ask, what is that? He looked at me and said, no, he said, I was a GA at University of Texas. Darrell Royal was the head coach and Emery Ballard was the offensive coordinator. He said, I was taking him on a recruiting trip through West Texas. And after every home visit, we found the nearest bar, and these two coach guys sat down and drank beer till they threw us out. And he said those were the bar napkins they invented the wishbone on.
Damn,
that's legendary stuff right there.
Hey, you know what? I recruited Galveston Ball for years. Kimball Anders was the head coach. Remember?
Yes, played at Houston.
Yeah, and played for the Chiefs when I was there. So we actually knew each other, and we actually so I'd recruit the shit out of it, even if they didn't have no players. But they always had players. I brought a bunch of players to Indy and Garden City, so they always had dudes down there. And
they got real guys. Yeah,
good food too. Good seafood. It ain't Louisiana Josh Booty good food, but it's good food, man. It's good food. What's been going on, man? What have you guys been doing, man? Hanging out?
Man, I'm just trying to hang with Coach Noah a little bit more in Scottsdale. You know what I'm saying? It's getting a little cooler now because the damn summer's so damn hot in Scottsdale. I don't want to go for 3 months to see him, but now October's coming here in a month or so. It's football season. Then we got the winter holidays and then spring training. So Scottsdale's going to be a fun place to be the next 6 or 7 months. I can't wait to hang.
Hey, I'm there all the time.
Weather,
I'm there with our buddy Pat Perez all the time, so I'll be there.
I love Pat Pete.
Hey, you guys got to come out here. I just bought a fucking yacht, Noel.
Whoa. Yeah, it's kind of hard to hide that money, isn't it, JB?
No, I ain't no money.
Hey, big money. Netflix paid them well.
You can't
Netflix didn't give me a goddamn. Netflix didn't do shit but blackball me. No, fuck them. Hey, let's dive into some football, man. The season just started. College football started over the week. What's your guys' both big takeaways from college football? We got to get you guys' take. I guess your pros and your cons from the start of it. Am I the only pessimistic cat on planet Earth that thinks college football is just shitty now, or is that everybody? I don't know. Cool. What do you guys take? What's your guys' biggest takes from the first week? Georgia Tech. Well, Florida State lost twice. Florida State lost twice in a week. So go ahead and give me your guys' take.
You want to start, Coach? You may hit it.
Go ahead and hit it, JB. I'll follow up.
Well, I think the rich get richer. I mean, you look at Georgia, you look at teams like Ohio State, Oregon, Miami, the teams that are in the portal paying these transfer guys a bunch of money are the ones really, putting themselves on the map. And of course, it's a lot of the blue bloods that we've known for a long time, but those are the teams with the power, the strength to bring in players. Texas is one, of course. You look at the top of the heap, and they're all teams that have either paid their quarterbacks a lot of money. They have huge contracted players, transfer portal guys too as well, and they stack their teams. I mean, Alabama's the one team probably that lost a little bit of talent, and of course lost their head coach, Nick Saban, and looked like they rebounded nicely, especially on offense. DeBoer did a great job with Milroe. He looked good. I know they played Western Kentucky, but they totally dominated. I think they had 40-something first half points. I mean, they absolutely hammered Western Kentucky. So kind of glad to see Bama start off the way they did. I know Georgia goes to Bama and Tuscaloosa this year. That's going to be one heck of a game. You got Ohio State going to Oregon late in the season. That's going to be another one. And then Georgia has to go play Texas. Ole Miss looks good. Lane Kiffin, Jackson Dart, they played well. Cam Ward, Miami just absolutely throttled, the Gators. And I really worry about Napier making it through the first half of the season, not even the full season, just the first half. It could get really ugly there. And then Brian Kelly at LSU didn't do enough to win that game. And of course, Dabo got throttled. And so, there's a lot of storylines leading into week 2.
No doubt. Coach, no, before you give yours, what is your take on Billy Napier? Actually, to me, when I saw Florida leave the field for the last time last year and enter the field for the first time this year, the exact same team. Nothing changed. Like up front, they still got a 450-pound 3 technique that's nowhere near to be in shape to play a football game in that level. And I'm like, what are we doing? Like, it seems like it was the exact same team. And to me, that just screams going through the motions now. I don't know. Billy Napier make it through the season? I don't think he does. What's your take on that?
No, he's not. He's dead man walking.
Yeah,
I don't think so. I agree. And here's what I think. Like follow up with Josh is that I think TV is getting exactly what they want. They're getting another version of the NFL and college football. There's gonna be 20 to 32 teams that have got the players, the level of plays up. They're gonna go grab all the good players, and they're gonna get their 12-game playoff. They're going to get like AFC, NFC. They're going to get the big TV ratings. They're going to get all that, and they're going to run college football. And I think at some point they just separate themselves and become their own college football league, right? And then everybody else is just all they are now is kids. Now there's got to be more walk-ons, right? 105 scholarships they're talking about, the portal, all that. So now basically a high school kid basically has to go to single A ball or double A ball and hope that someday one of these top 30 teams or this league of major college football or Power 5 comes down and drafts his butt and pays him some money so he can go move on to the NFL. So they've created what they've wanted. They've wanted a caste system of football now in college, and that's what they got.
I was gonna add to that Florida Napier thing because I was thinking about it when Coach was answering the question. Is Napier's going to have to go with DJ Lagway because that's the excuse, right? They're playing the toughest schedule in the history of college football, and you're going to play it with a freshman quarterback. That's a recipe for disaster. As good as DJ Lagway is, as fine of a player as he is, as good of a family that he has, there's no way he can manage that situation without a big-time running game to be a freshman and to have that looking kind of down the pipe for him. I mean, that's just tough, and the fans are going to want him in there. So I don't see how Napier could ever survive, game 8, game 9, game 10, game 11. You're talking about playing the horses are all coming through there, and it's the toughest schedule of all time. So it's going to be very hard for a freshman, and the fans are going to need Lagway to be in the game because they're thinking about next year already. To be honest with you, I think even after week 1.
That's crazy.
I have a question for you, kind of looking at the other side, looking at Miami and the U. Obviously, Cam Ward first game suiting up for the squad. How do you guys feel about Miami's chances of actually being a true contender this year? Kind of look at their overall schedule. Like their schedule is favorable if they're able to just kind of if Cam Ward can play consistent. I think that team could end up losing maybe 1 or 2 games this year and being like a true contender. But would love to hear you guys' opinion on that. Coach, we can't hear you again for some reason.
He's muted.
Is he muted?
It's like every football team out there. It's like every football team out there, Smitty, is that I'm a damn good football coach with Phillip Rivers as my quarterback, right? You got to have the trigger guy, and that's what Miami has missed since, I can't remember when. All right. And now I believe Cam is a trigger guy. They got all the other pieces. All right. And now all of a sudden they become a contender. So it always comes down to that guy. And if you look at all the college teams that now have become noticeable or actually are in the mix now, they've either gone out and got it through the transfer portal, because nobody develops guys anymore, right? I mean, if he ain't good, let's go. Who's going to sign a high school quarterback anymore? Come on. I mean, when I could go get Cam Ward.
Yeah.
All right. So it's just when you're lucky enough to go find that, be able to get that quarterback that's got some experience and you plug him in, hey, all of a sudden you're a contender.
I think in the ACC too, you got Clemson, who looked anemic on offense. They got nothing really that can blister defenses on the outside, on the perimeter. So they're not going to score a whole lot of points. They're a top 10 defense. We saw that against Georgia, but Georgia wore them out. They were on the field. Clemson's defense was on the field the whole time. And then Florida State, they like you said, they lost twice in the first week. Those are the two other teams in the conference that people are scared about when the season started. And so Miami with Cam Ward, he made them a believer, right? I mean, all those players are going to feed off that. He made that Florida Gator defense look slow, and he looked like he was a player making plays. And I think that was the difference in what we've seen from Miami quarterbacks. And then Cam Ward was the guy made plays outside the pocket. He threw the ball on the run. He was accurate. He ran when he should have. He threw when he should have. He took what they gave him. He's just he's a dynamic player that's played a lot of football. And so those guys are going to really ride him in terms of confidence and in terms of the rest of the season. I think Miami's got a great shot at making the playoffs. And it's because that conference is not that loaded on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, North Carolina might score points, but they lost Drake May. North Carolina State's okay. Who in that conference can really stand up and beat Miami or run the tables? Really, Miami could run the tables, and that's what worries me about the rest of the conference.
It's got to be Georgia Tech, right now.
Yeah,
probably.
Let me ask you something. Boston College looks good with Bill O'Brien. Let me ask you guys something, both of you guys, because you got a family member, General Booty, who transferred from Oklahoma and goes over to Monroe. And no, I got to ask you, is it double-edged sword, the portal, grabbing a quarterback, that we won't recruit high school anymore? You just eloquently stated. So we won't do that. We'll go get a Cam Ward. But will it also bite you in the ass in the sense of what Florida State's going through with DJU? Family friend of mine. I coached with his family forever. I've coached with his uncle and dad forever. But is it biting him in the ass? And Mike Norvell right now, Mike's a good friend of mine as well as yours. Do you see it going both ways here? Because I see a lot of biting the ass too. And you miss that one guy, you don't get any more development. You're not developing anybody, to your point, no more. And there's no high school development, which to me used to that's what I got off on. Getting a guy that wasn't supposed to be good and getting them better, because I thought that was the coach to do it. Nowadays, you don't even get to see a coach really show if he's a good coach or not. We're just getting guys and saying there are guys after 1 year. Hence our boy in SC that just brings Caleb over, wins a Heisman, and then he's back off to the NFL. I just don't know if we're developing anything, and I think it's biting us in the ass at the end of the day.
Kingsbury.
Yeah. I think absolutely, JB. And I mean, the unicorns out there, right? Miller Moss, Nussmeier. I mean, those guys are few and far between now that got stepped into programs, waited their time. They're in their third year, which is how it used to be, right, JB?
Yeah.
Hey, maybe you're on the scout team as a freshman, and then as a sophomore, oh my God, I made the travel team. You're just hoping to make the travel team, right?
Hell yeah.
Now your freshman walks in, he goes, wait, you're not going to play me? You're not going to start me? Hey, I'm out, right? So, you're right. It's a double-edged sword, and it's going to be exactly like the NFL. You know how many first-round quarterbacks that were drafted that you don't even remember their names right now to save a program, right?
Hey, how many five-star quarterbacks in your career got you fired? And I don't mean you. I mean coach. I mean us, coaches. I mean coaches, not just like how many five-star guys. Stars will get you fired. That's what we used to say in the coach's office. These fucking stars will get us fired. How many times have you seen that though in your career coaching for as long as you have?
A ton. I tell you, I did a study a while back. I took 10 years of Elite 11, right? The finals and that group of quarterbacks, and whatever it was, 100 and some kids. And I went back and tracked them, looked at their careers. and 25% of them actually started for more than 1 year at a major college. 25%.
Wow.
All right. So I go back to the whole thing is, all right, how are we evaluating these kids? You know, I mean, is it all, are we signing guys off of 7-on-7 leagues?
Yes.
Are we watching, you know, and nowadays you have to offer a kid when he's a damn 8th or 9th grade quarterback. So, you know, a kid hasn't even taken a varsity snap, and he's got 8 Power 5 offers. Hey, that's just the landscape the kids live in. It's not their fault, but that's what the landscape we've created, right?
Think about that. Josh, you went through that. Josh, did you have anything to say to General, like in that regard? Say, hey, man, stick it out here, or you need to go now because the landscape's changed.
I wanted him to stick it out because I wanted him to see what big-time college football was about for several years, and him and Dylan Gabriel were best buddies. But it came to a point where it was his junior year. He had 2, full seasons of eligibility left, and I said, you've got to go play ball at this point. Now, if he would have beat out Jackson Arnold or something like that, of course I would never, discourage him if he was right there on the cusp of potentially starting or playing. But I knew Jackson was their guy. He had signed a $2 million NIL deal, and I said, listen, the writing's on the wall. Unless something happens with Jackson Arnold, he's the Elite 11 MVP. Those guys get so much hype coming into college that you've got to start thinking about, where to go and play and have you a team. And I think UL Monroe, of course, it's close to where we grew up too, and we knew a lot of people there. So it was an easy transition for General, because he grew up in Shreveport, Louisiana, till he was about a freshman in high school. So everybody knew our family in Louisiana. That was an easy transition for him, and it was his team. And so I think there's, like Coach said, 25% of the Elite 11 guys play more than 1 year, start one more year of college football. So think about that stat. How many really make the NFL? 1 out of 11? Or 2 out of 11 maybe some years. So you're talking about 10% of the best high school players in the country, their senior year make the NFL. It's just the NFL's not for everybody, and it's not for long. So it's like, you got to get yourself in a good situation. I saw a trivia stat the other day. You guys probably have heard this one, but we've only got one quarterback that's ever been elected or inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame that was a Heisman Trophy winner. These college teams are stacked. And when you get to the NFL, it's a totally different ball game. You get chosen usually by the worst team, and they got to go play the best teams instead of being on the best team and play the worst teams. And so guys like Matt Leinart, and I love Matt, he gets drafted, and he's a superstar in college, but then he gets drafted to a team where, maybe he can win. Maybe he's not as good as the other teams that they play, not as good as SC was against other teams in college, and he doesn't have that great of a pro career. And it's because at the NFL, it's a different type of athlete, different type of level, and you got to really, really, really want it. And a quarterback it's all about the team. It's not about you. And Brady says it perfect. He's like, I took less money because I knew the team was more important. And he tells that to all those rookies every year when they get together, that, hey, this is bigger than you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only way that you can win. I think the people that buy into that and know how precious it is to do everything right, like Manning and Breeze and Roethlisberger and Rivers and Brady, those are guys that have those long-term careers, is because they just do everything right, and they're so consistent, and they make everybody feel a part. And those Elite 11 guys, some of them are too big for their own britches. They think they're going to do this and that, and then they look up and the time's over.
Hey, that's what we got a bunch of coaches in the chat, and they're saying the same thing. They're coaching high school in California, and they're like, these kids, we can't coach them. They think they're too good because they transferred 3 high schools already. And I'm like, shit, how do you do that? And no, I was going to ask you, like, you and I, old school, like, how the hell do you coach these kids nowadays that are just transferring in high school looking for an NIL bag? And then in college, it's the same way. And I just don't know how they're doing it. I don't get it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I kind of missed the whole the NIL deal in college, but now it's just got passed, I think, in Arizona this July, the NIL deals for high school guys. I think there's 9 states now.
Yeah, 9 states.
Get it?
Yeah, high school.
So I don't know. I don't even worry about it, bro.
Hey, coach.
Well, if you want me to coach them, I say, hey, Google me.
You
want me to coach you? You want to come play for me? Google me. I don't need,
Hey, you're lying.
If you're
You
coming
were at
for
Auburn
money,
and Ole
then
Miss,
I don't need
you
you.
know.
Hey, hell yeah. Google Coach Noah Mazzoni if you want to fucking play football. Hey, let me ask you something. Smitty has a question.
Google me.
Hey, is JUCO dead? Number one, I got to ask you because I think JUCO is imploding in front of our eyes because of the portal. JUCO used to be the portal. Now it's like afterthought, and these high school kids are even sitting out waiting for a D1 guy to offer them while they'll sit out a whole year instead of go JUCO. I think it's killing JUCO. And then number two, both of you guys, does this many times, the amount of transfer times a quarterback is transferring, let's just say DJU, third school. How many other guys have we seen? Cam Ward, third school. Is it hurting the game as far as the production side of quarterback play? I think it's the worst I've ever seen. Great athletes, best athletes we've ever seen. I think it's the worst quarterback play I've ever seen. I think it has something to do with it, though. You're learning 3 philosophies in a matter of what, 28 months? I just don't think – I have to say that there's something to that. I just want to get you guys' take on both of those.
Well, I talk with Dylan and General. Those are two guys that just transferred and are starting. And terminology is different. You have a lot of catching up to do in the off season. There's a lot to figure out, right? And so maybe the head coach doesn't feel as comfortable. Now, Dylan threw 49 passes, and he's a 6-year player. I mean, the guy's got super duper experience. But I think for most players, it's trying to learn a new offense is not that easy unless you understand what you're trying to do as a quarterback and offensively, what defenses throw at you. Boy, you're going to have a whirlwind of emotions and things that you got to adjust to. If you understand football at a high level, and those two kids do, they understand how to read the defense, then it's much easier. If you're a freshman kid that doesn't play and goes somewhere else and hadn't really learned college football, don't really understand defenses, fronts and coverages and looks and blitzes and what you're supposed to do as a quarterback footwork, then you're really screwed. So it really comes down to the quarterback experience, what they have already filtered through their system and through their brain to answer that question, I think.
All right, let me bring you guys to the real world, right? Damn it. All right, all this stuff. The days are gone, JB, where you came into a system, triple-digit system. You came into the West Coast offense. You had to learn the terminology. You had to learn 3-step drop, 5-step drop, 7-step drop. You had to learn how to hitch. You had to learn how to check plays from one side to the other. You had to know how to change protections at the line of scrimmage. You had to know all this stuff, right? What? Now you don't have to, all right? Because that's where offense is now. Just watch the Kansas City Chiefs or any of these guys. Yeah. Hey, look at and I do the same thing. Hey, if that guy runs out, hand it off. If he runs in, throw it to the bubble screen. All right. That's playing quarterback now. So it's no more about your athletic ability to be able to create throws and create arm angles and be accurate than it is the mental side of it. All right.
Let me ask you. Before you guys leave, I got to ask you this one question. Are NFL coordinators that go to college, and specifically on the defensive side, because I saw 2 DCs from the NFL that you probably know well, get absolutely gashed by college OCs over the weekend. Bill O'Brien on offense absolutely gashed NFL guy at Florida State that, to me, didn't realize how to defend triple, how to defend RPO, what my tipsy-turvy line. We had 2 guys in B gap. There was no spiller. They had nobody for the Q. Is NFL DCs dinosaurs when they come to this new college era where we're going tempo, card, triple, double, and RPO? Are they out of their world here?
I just think they haven't learned. They haven't adjusted yet. Like the guy who I got tremendous, like everybody does, respect for is I look at like the Andy Reids of the NFL and how he evolved. I mean, here's old school.
Yeah,
that's old school West Coast. Bill Walsh, right? Mary Mooch, all the guys. I mean, I had Brett. I mean, I had just got to spend a year with Brett Favre at the Jets. I mean, it was West Coast, and this is how you did it, right? Yeah, and now you watch his offenses, and there's a ton of trickle up from the college offenses, and he's done a great job with Mahomes, making him a very productive quarterback. All right, using a lot of the exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, no doubt. Man, I'm excited to have you guys on Wednesdays going forward this year.
Yes, sir.
And I appreciate you guys. We're gonna kill it.
Hey, next time, Josh and JB, will you let Smitty talk once in a while?
I mean,
JB was in this bag. I was like, let me just sit back. JB was catching up with y'all, so I was, let me do his thing.
Hey, no, let me.
Where are you from? Where are you from?
I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana, man. I played in the MAC, Ball State, D tackle years ago. I'm out here on the West Coast in LA now with JB. So
did you play at what the high school in Indianapolis? James, dang it.
I went to the
Kevin
Warren
Sumlin.
Central High School.
Warren Central, baby.
Okay, Kevin
Warren Central Warrior.
My buddy Kevin Sumlin played high school ball in Indianapolis.
Yep.
JB told me that. He went to right?
Yeah, I can't remember.
I think he went to Arsenal. No,
Arsenal Tech.
I think so.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Me and you, I know we talked about JB a while ago.
Hey, no, Josh, we're gonna be in the studio next week. We got a studio in LA, and we're gonna be in there. I got the 100-inch, writable TV like ESPN, so we're all gonna be on the board. I got DV Sport. We're gonna break down the NFL games on Wednesdays with you guys. So we look forward to.
So are you emailing us our tickets to LA and the hotel?
I mean, yeah, we can do it in person anytime. If you want to come in person, we'll also go get on the boat if you guys want. So
let's do this.
I don't know with JB driving the boat. I don't know how comfortable I feel on that thing. So you need a little more practice.
Well, hey, no, brothers. Smitty's he want to act. Brothers don't go near the water. He do that shit. That motherfucker, he'll jump in the water with me. Don't worry.
Wear that life jacket.
Hey, when you come to Scottsdale next to CPP?
Man, I was just there a couple weeks ago, and then I was with him at the event in San Diego. His dad does that Wounded Warriors Veterans Deal every year.
Yeah.
Everybody was there on last Monday. So he's gone. They're gone to Chicago, I believe, this week, and then he's playing with Jim McMahon and all them in the AM, and then they're back, I think, next week, and I might go out there next week.
All right, make sure you holler at me. We gotta get Boots out here to
I know
tee it up with Perez.
Yeah, he loves you guys. So but Pat's just like, well, no, fuck no, he won't come over to the house when you invite him. So fuck him. So like,
you guys give me like a 5-minute warning. Hey, we just threw the stakes on. Get up here.
Hey, Josh. He ain't lying, Josh. I get there and I'm like, hey, I'm here, fucker. He's like, hey, fucker, I got family in town and shit. I'm like, fuck, just leave. Hey, man, I'm looking forward to the year with you guys, man. I appreciate you guys doing it. And are you guys doing the show still?
We're not doing it right now. We're not doing it, but we're working on that facility in Scottsdale where we're going to have a media room and like you're doing with your big screen TV and stuff like that. So we're kind of getting geared up for that. We've been working on putting this whole deal together. So the project facility is going to be unbelievable. And then we'll start working on our podcast from there.
Oh, bet. Okay, good. Well, we'll promote it all year long while you're on this show. So it's 7:30. Is 7 or 7:30 good for you guys on the West Coast going forward?
7:30 is great.
7:30 Pacific. So it would be right now. You guys would come on Wednesdays.
Perfect.
All right, bet.
Yes.
All right, guys. I appreciate you. We'll see you next week.
Love you guys.
All right, brother.
Peace.
Clap it up. No Mazzoni legend, Josh Booty legend. Two guys right there that are great additions to the Coach AB show with Big Smitty. Y'all don't get it. Like, y'all talk shit. Smitty is just a respectful person to our guests, just like I am. I had Kirk Herbstreit. I let the motherfucker talk. Why would you talk when there's 4 people talking? You know how hard it is with wireless mics, you fucking idiots?
I don't think people understand how this thing works. Like, you got to go with the flow of traffic. It's like driving on a highway. You know what I'm saying? Like, if these guys are rolling, I'm not about to just cut them off. That's how you get into an accident. Or if I see JB, I know JB enough now to where I kind of know when he's about to say something. His mannerisms, the way he moves. I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna sit back. He's rolling. It's been times where we've had like a guest that I brought on, and JB would kind of sit back a little bit. That's what it is, man. It ain't that big of a deal.
And by the way, I know those two dudes like really well. Right. They're my boys. I've known I've known No forever. Me and him coach all the time. I mean, go back and forth on offense. He's one of the best offensive guys ever. He'll tell you he thinks highly of me on offense as well. We go back and forth. I gave him a napkin play. He ran it in the USFL, slapdick. He ran it. He called it 4 times, 4 touchdowns. It was kind of a trick play, but inside the scheme, he used it. Yep. It worked 4 times in his when he was in Memphis 3 years ago when the USFL just started. He was the OC. So
that's some exclusive stuff that I've never heard. Like on in the bar, on the napkin, you shipped it to him. He got it, and he scored 4 times. That got to be clipped off. That's a special moment.
So we were together at a clinic a couple years ago.
Okay,
and we're fucking around on the bar stool, and then we don't keep it. We drink and chill. So he called me. He's like, "Hey, send me that fucking play that you wrote up on the bar stool." So I put it on to what we use, Vizio, which I used to put our play, make our playbooks, and I sent it to his. I sent him a Vizio play of it, and that's the story. So the napkin is how we created it. He was like, "Man, give me that fucking napkin play that day," and that's kind of how we did it. So
the napkin play, I love it.
Yeah.
I
So
love it.
hey, we got a special guest joining us here in a couple minutes though. And he's trying to get in right now. He said give him one moment, but he's got some news about some trades or signings that have occurred with his 49ers, the Eagles, and the current Jamar Chase situation.
I can't wait.
Can't wait to dive into it. Chase, you've seen him a few times. You met him.
Of course, Chase used to come on all the time. When I first joined the show, he would be a regular every single week.
Yeah. So
I can't wait.
Because
he has the real insight. He has the real contract insight. None of this little. So he gonna keep it real, and you gonna see why I was right during our first hour of arguing. So I'm excited about that.
I don't think you're right at all, but yeah, no doubt. But yeah, it's definitely gonna do that. Hey, Smitty, I gotta ask you though, real quick. By the way, Noel's been with Kevin Sumlin, who's a Naptown legend as well. I think it was Arsenal Tech, but I could be wrong. I've known Kevin Sumlin for a long, long time, but Noel was on that staff. He also was on Tommy Tuberville, Bobby Petrino, Dennis Erickson, Chuck Amato, Eric Mangini with the Jets, Dennis Erickson with the Niners. You name it, he's been everywhere, all over the country. And then Arizona State, Arizona, and UCLA to kind of wrap his college career up before, like he said, the NIL and transfer portal era really began. And that's why he went back to the professional ranks, because he couldn't do it. And we talked privately, and he's just like, man, this shit. So the Wednesday show is going to be in fire with those two guys as we get in the studio and do all that type of stuff. So it is what it is. We'll wait for Chase.
Speaking of the studio too, man, I know we can't show the people because when it is the first day, I want that to be like a big reveal. But man, JB, seeing that video you sent to the chat last night, man, had me ready to run through a wall, man. Just seeing the new setup and
I tried to get that neon light.
Don't show it.
I tried to use that. We were going to use that right there. You see that new Coach JB show?
Move that bottle. Move that bottle if you're going to do it, though. Just like Steve Kim said, with the lamp, you got to move the bottle. It's covering up the Big Smitty. That big ass bottle.
That ain't a bottle. That's
There you go. Yeah.
That's a peanut dispensary. That's a peanut dispenser.
White people shit right there.
You
will not meet one brother with a peanut dispensary.
The most BPS shit today has been your internet connection.
I'm about to refresh it right now.
It's horrible. I'm
about to refresh it right now.
I can't wait to get to the studio because your internet has been horrible, and it is the epitome of BPS. And man, it's unbelievably bad, but it is what it is. Hey, real quick, Bailey, can you hop in? There you go. You're cleared now. Can you pop in my main man, Big Dave, DJ U's Pops? Because he went, we can't. Hold it. We got a special guest. A chat sports legend and a show legend. Everyone in the chat remembers and is asking for this guy and asked where he's been. And I just, out of nowhere today, I was like, you know what? I got two legends on, Noel Mazzoni, Josh Booty. I said, let's follow it up and let me see if I can still Chase for about 2 minutes to give us some insight on the NFL's happenings as we get into week 1. What up, dog?
Yeah, what's going on, Chase?
What's good? JB, I was in the California crosshairs over the weekend, so I know what it's like to be you.
Hey, I saw that. I love it. I love it. Chase goes hard on the California left liberals that Smitty loves. And I just love to – I loved it. I loved it. Giving them that heat, that Philadelphia heat. Because you're from Philly where they're just like us right now.
It's not any better. So I'm not just comparing cities. I'm talking about a nationwide problem here.
Man, we got – I love how you go at them, though. It's crazy how they defend that shit, ain't it?
Yep. It's wild.
Hey, I had to get you in here real quick. First of all, Brandon Aiyuk, and you know, you and I fuck with each other all the time on it, and I'm a big Shanahan non-believer. Let me ask you, how big was that signing, number one? How much truth is it that he gave him a hard time towards the end of the contract negotiation? And am I right in my argument with Smitty that these players are so entitled that it's killing the game?
Yeah, so a couple of things there, obviously. I mean, Brandon Aiyuk, I think, is a really underrated wide receiver just because of the team that he's on, and there are so many other elite weapons on the offensive side of the football. You have the best left tackle in Trent Williams, who's back after reworking that deal yesterday. You have Deebo Samuel, who was a 2021 All-Pro. George Kittle is a multi-time All-Pro. Christian McCaffrey won NFL Offensive Player of the Year and was top 5 in MVP voting and had more than 2,000 all-purpose yards last year. But I think last year we saw a big difference in Kyle Shanahan's offense when you have a wide receiver who's capable of being that true outside X guy who can also take the top off of the defense. And Brandon Aiyuk really gives the Niners everything because he has everything to his route tree. He can run any single route that you ask him to run, but also he can beat man zone. He can beat press man. He can beat any type of coverage that you trot out there. And we saw in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs how Kansas City really tried to jam San Francisco at the line, and they put a big emphasis on doing that against Deebo Samuel, who struggles to get open as a true traditional wide receiver like Aiyuk. And his numbers have exploded over the last year and a half, which has coincided with Brock Purdy playing really good football. And Brock Purdy was excellent in throwing the deep ball last year. He had the #1 deep ball completion rate in the NFL. So don't tell me that he's a check down merchant because the numbers show otherwise. And I think what's so impressive about Aiyuk is that he was second in yards per catch, second highest graded wide receiver in the NFL, according to Pro Football Focus. He was 7th in receiving yards in total, yet he's not getting the targets of Jamar Chase and CD Lamb and Amon-Ra St. Brown and Justin Jefferson. He's not a guy who's going to get 100+ targets every year. So what impresses me about Aiyuk is how he's able to do more with less. And to answer your question about him giving the Niners a hard time, that's exactly what he admitted yesterday. He said, look, I went a little bit hard toward the end of negotiations, but look, the wide receiver market has exploded. This all started a couple of years ago with Christian Kirk when he reset the market. And as the NFL salary cap continues to rise, the players' salaries are going to rise. And what people have to keep in mind is that. And number two, this contract, you don't just look at it as 4 years, $176 million in guaranteed money. You have to look at how these contracts are structured. And down the road, an average annual value of $30 million is actually potentially going to be a bargain when other wide receivers are getting $40 million per year. So these things fluctuate and change all the time, and people obviously are prisoners of the moment, but you have to have that long view, and you have to understand that the NFL is a booming business, and they're a cash cow, and the salary cap will continue to increase. And with that, and potentially an 18th game, the player salaries are also going to go up as well.
That's a good point. The argument, that's not the argument Smitty and I had, though. The argument was that Jamar Chase is the next topic for you, segue.
The first hour.
It's a part that he's still on under a 2-year deal. He's still got 2 years on his deal. They're moving and manipulating it. But can you break down the Jamar Chase situation and what's going on in Cincinnati and how impactful this can be on a Joe Burrow who's coming off an injury, who I believe needs this guy day one? And to me, it's a fumble on both sides of this thing, him and management. What's going on there in Cincy? I know you don't cover Cincy, but I know you know all things trades and everything contractually. Where are you at with Jamar Chase and what's going on in Cincy, you know?
Yeah, so I can see where you're coming from, where is player empowerment going to become too much in a situation like this when Jamar Chase is under contract for the next 2 years? historically, it's next offseason where he should be looking for a contract extension. Couple of things here. Cincinnati has been a historically cheap organization. They now have 2 wide receivers who are fed up with their contract situations, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Honestly, if I'm Cincinnati, I might pay Jamar Chase right now. And here's why. If he wants to get paid just a notch over Justin Jefferson, you pay him now $35 million per year. Of course, a lot of it comes down to guaranteed money. But if he goes out there and he catches 130 balls for 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns, and you revisit this next offseason, there's an argument
40.
to be made that he'll be asking for $40 million. So if you want to sign him right now and you want to keep him alongside Joe Burrow, and maybe you let T. Higgins walk after this year because you franchise tagged him, you can do that. But honestly, it might be smart for Cincinnati, a cheap organization, if they want to save money, to actually get ahead of it and sign him right now as compared to later when they might have to fork over more millions.
Hey, look, you are the exact same. You just reiterated what Smitty's take was earlier, but that doesn't go with my take, Smitty. And I want to be clear. Where are we at with? So we're just going to just dismiss the fact that he put the ink to the paper and signed a contract and said, okay, I know where I'm at. Next year should be the one that he gets the big bag on. I think he's looking at his homies signing with Justin Jefferson, St. Brown, Jaylen Brown, all these other guys. And he's like, CeeDee Lamb. He's like, oh, shit, I want paid too. I'll just sit out. I think that is what we're asking to open Pandora's box. And that's all my point is. I'm not saying he's not worth the money. I'm just saying that you sign this thing and you know the length of it. You got an agent. And I'm just trying to figure out at what point did we just start dishonoring all that, and now we've led this thing to. He knew this deal, right? Because he's known this deal for a long time.
Well,
right?
It's his rookie contract.
That's what I'm saying.
Real quick, for me, Chad, can you kind of explain what a typical rookie deal is? Because I thought it was a 4-year deal and teams have an option for the 5th year, correct? Because technically speaking, he's going into his 4th year, which is your last year of your rookie deal, technically speaking. But they picked up the option back earlier in the spring, correct?
Yeah, so this is the Brandon Aiyuk and CeeDee Lamb situation, but a year before, right? So any player who is drafted in the first round is under contract for 4 years, and then the team has the right to exercise their 5th-year option to get 5 years of team control, right? So the Cowboys and the Niners, they exercise the 5th-year options for Aiyuk and CeeDee Lamb, knowing that this offseason was going to be the offseason that they were going to have to give them contract extensions just because from the player standpoint, they're on an expiring deal, they're really good, they're all pros, and they want that long-term financial commitment and security. But for Jamar Chase, he's going about this in a weird way, and I agree with Coach JB because he's asking for a contract with 2 more years left on his contract. Next offseason is usually the timeline in which Jamar Chase should be asking for a new deal. That's when the holdout usually happens, not with 2 years left on the contract. So I'm not sure if they can fix and solve this with a new CBA, because it is getting a little out of hand when these players have a couple of years left on their deals and they're already asking for new contract extensions. Now, from the team standpoint, you know, you can backload that and you can free up some money down the road. But this is also different than what we saw transpire with like Trent Williams and Christian McCaffrey. They were under contract, but they had no more guaranteed money left on their deals. And that's why they looked for reworked contracts, because if they were to get hurt, the team could cut bait and they wouldn't have to owe them any money. And that goes back to the original point of the nuances of the contract here. So it's obviously involving a lot of complexities, but this timeline for Jamar Chase, no doubt, is weird.
Let me ask you this. Going back to your Niners real quick, is this the year? I mean, it's win or bust, is it not? Are they able to keep this together? Because they're going to have to pay the QB next year, and whoever else has to be paid on defense. Is this breaker or do or bust here? Because I don't see how they keep this roster together. They figured it out. They stringed it together to get Trent yesterday. Aiyuk signed, but they got a quarterback issue contractually coming up. And then obviously, you know, all the other pieces that are going to be hard to keep on defense and all those other things. Where are you at with your Niners on that before we move to Philly real quick before you get out of here? I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, obviously there's pressure on San Francisco to get the job done. And if they don't, we're looking at this current generation of the Buffalo Bills, which made it to 4 straight Super Bowls and didn't win with Jim Kelly in the early 1990s. So I think the Niners certainly feel that pressure. Under Kyle Shanahan, this is now 4 NFC titles and 2 Super Bowl appearances over the last 5 years. I think it's a really impressive run. JB, I know that you're on the opposite spectrum from me, but I still think he's one of the best coaches in the NFL. A lot of people lose sight of the fact that Andy Reid was in Philadelphia for 14 years. He made it to 5 NFC championship games and only 1 Super Bowl, and then he was canned by Philadelphia. He goes to Kansas City, he finds his quarterback, and now he's going for 3 in a row. And if he wins 1 more, we're talking about him right up there with Bill Belichick when you combine the fact that his coaching tree is better than Bill Belichick's, and Andy Reid has been this just statement figure in offensive football for now 2+ decades, which is crazy because when he came into the NFL as a head coach with the Eagles in 1999 and they made it to 4 straight NFC titles, he was looked at as an offensive genius, right? And that has remained true all the way through 2024. So I think Kyle Shanahan's definitely feeling that pressure. This is a roster that's getting more expensive. You can make the argument they should have beat Kansas City in 2019. They should have taken down Kansas City this past February. They've had leads in both of those games. They've had self-inflicted wounds. The offense has underperformed as far as a points per game standpoint. But look, winning a Super Bowl is really fucking hard. And I don't think a lot of people realize that either. When you can have this much high-level success, you're certainly an elite coach. And if Kyle Shanahan wins 1, we're looking at him as one of the best offensive masterminds in the history of football. But to your point, the roster is getting expensive. We saw this past offseason they had to make a difficult decision. They let go of a team captain in Eric Armstead. And so they're taking advantage of Brock Purdy being on his rookie deal. But next year, that's not going to be the case. They're going to have to sign him to a contract extension. I imagine they backload that. They're still going to have a lot of key players on this team, but you might run into difficult emotional and roster decisions with having to move on from a Deebo Samuel, a George Kittle, a Kyle Juszczyk, and make some of those type of difficult moves. What's also good for San Francisco is that they've hit on a lot of these mid to late rounders, and they've been able to get some good value plays with some of those players who have been impactful.
Let me, before Smitty asks you the last thing and get out of here, let me ask you this, though. Doesn't that go both ways? Because Andy Reid couldn't get over the hump. They get rid of him, and they win with a guy in his first year in Doug Peterson. Like, think about the things that second year. Yeah, think about the things that happened. So my point is maybe voice of change also is a good thing because Kansas City couldn't get over the hump either. And then guess what? They get Andy Reid, and then they're now what they are that you just mentioned. Same thing. I think Tomlin's maybe coming up to that wall.
He hasn't won a playoff game since 2016.
Yeah. So you got a voice change that may be warranted. And I think maybe Shanahan, if he don't win it this year, is going to be a guy that is going to be discussed about like that. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
I mean, they just gave John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan contract extensions through 2027. So if they don't win it this year, I think it's a little bit too early to move off of Shanahan. I mean, Andy Reid was in Philadelphia for 14 years. Shanahan's first year with the Niners was 2017. And if ownership panics and moves off of him, it's just an idiotic decision, I think, by Jed York, because after Jim Harbaugh, he made a mistake in letting him go. The Jim Tom Sula, Chip Kelly eras were a joke, and the Niners as an organization were a joke. And Kyle Shanahan has made them a power once again. He's made them a destination where players like to play. When I was at the Super Bowl in February in Las Vegas, it was amazing how so many of the players who were team leaders were complimentary of the culture that Shanahan and John Lynch put in place. And I don't think that you can easily replicate that. So if they were to move off of him, I think it would be an idiotic move. And if they went back down to just being irrelevant, then Jed York would deserve that.
100%. Real quick transition to the Eagles as well, man. How much pressure, if any, do you feel like it's on, I guess, Nick Sirianni? We're talking about head coaches and possibly be on the hot seat. Let's say the Eagles go out here and they lose in a wild card game, first round, and they have a kind of a subpar season again. You think Nick Sirianni could potentially lose his job? Is he feeling pressure going into this season? What's the feel?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of pressure on Sirianni and Jalen Hurts with the way that the Eagles ended last year. And there's a belief among a lot of people across the league that Jalen Hurts has been figured out. You throw zero blitz his way, he's going to panic. Now, I go against that because I think the Eagles' offensive system was garbage last year to the point where they were 32nd in pre-snap motion. That's inexcusable in today's NFL when you want to spread things out and put your playmakers in a position to succeed. When you run pre-snap motion, it makes the job easier for Jalen Hurts because it can serve as an identifier whether or not the defense is playing man or zone. And then on top of that, the Eagles' offense was so vanilla, so predictable. They had no hots. They had no safety valves. They had no answers for the blitz. And that's not on Jalen Hurts, right? That's on the offensive system. So I think Kellen Moore and the hiring of him is going to allow Hurts to rebound. And people don't remember that Jalen Hurts in November, as late as November last year, was the odds-on favorite to win NFL MVP. Now, after that, it certainly got ugly, but he was winning some incredible games against some really top-notch teams. Kansas City Chiefs, Buffalo Bills, Miami Dolphins, and the Eagles are winning in heroic fashion. So I think there's pressure on Hurts for that reason. And of course, Sirianni. I mean, he oversaw the collapse. He's one of the CEO head coaches where he doesn't call plays offensively or defensively. A lot of people take issue with that. Bill Belichick and John Harbaugh have done that in their careers. So I do think there's a place for coaches like that. But the Eagles simply have far too much talent to not win 11, 12 games this year. And if they get bounced in the wild card round with this amount of talent, and if it's ugly like it was last year when they got crushed by the Buccaneers, I think the Eagles could be looking for a new head coach.
I think there's something interesting. I think the Eagles are going to falter only because they lost their two Chiefs commanders on the O&D line. Fletcher Cox and Kelsey, I think the captains of those two, the captain, the leadership, the locker room that they tie together, I think is huge and vastly underrated as far as losing that. I just think, but I don't know.
Definitely question marks. I mean, so Cam Jurgens was actually handpicked by Jason Kelsey in the draft a couple of years ago. He helped out Howie Roseman in developing him and picking him out of Nebraska. Very similar athlete to Kelsey, but Kelsey's arguably the best center in the history of football. So it's not easy to replace a guy like that, especially when he's calling what the defense is doing. And then, Fletcher Cox, one of the best defensive linemen for an organization that's had some great defensive linemen throughout their history. So definitely some question marks for the Eagles. I mean, the offensive firepower is there. They might have to outscore opponents, but I do think they're going to be better. And JB, I mean, they just got so much better at coordinator where you have Vic Fangio and Kellen Moore. They're so experienced in this league. They've been highly accomplished. Last year, Brian Johnson had never called plays offensively, and Sean Desai had 1 year of play calling experience. So I just think them being better coached is going to allow them to be better. They are in a winnable division, and then the back half of the schedule is pretty easy.
Let me ask you, what's your thoughts as you leave here? Sorry, Smitty. What's your thoughts on the game in Brazil between these guys? And I know that's the opener. It's a lot of controversy. We got a topic later on that we can show you real quick. We might as well talk with the Philadelphia Eagle guy himself. Show that clip, Bailey, for us real quick. One of their guys is not happy on going over there.
One, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. But, man, I do not want to go to Brazil. You want to know why? I'm here to tell you why. They already told us not to leave the hotel. They told us we can't do too much going on because the crime rate is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, NFL, why y'all want to send us somewhere with the crime rate this high? And like, we out the country. So, the first thing people think is like something terrible can possibly happen. I told my family, do not come down there because, I'm not going to be nowhere to be found. Really, I'm going to be in a hotel chilling, minding my business, playing my game after a long 9.5-hour flight. So I don't have no intentions on doing that. I'm going to eat hotel food. I'm doing everything. But they said, yeah, man, it's going to be pretty crazy down there. The police said they're going to be, try to be the best they could possibly be with the top flight security of the world, Craig. You know what I'm saying? So we hope for that, man. But I do go.
What do you think about that whole thing?
So, that's Darius Slay. And look, Devontae Smith said no comment when asked about playing a game in Brazil. A.J. Brown was asked about it and said, we were given a list of things not to do. I just don't see why the NFL is going over there. Brazil has no history with the NFL. It's the first game in South America ever. And look, like, it's a money grab, clearly. What I also hate is that Darius Slay apologized yesterday. Can people stop apologizing for having their opinions? Believe what you believe and stand on business and stop apologizing. If you believe something, say it. It's your opinion. Darius Slay didn't spew any misnomers. Like, what he said is true. They are told you basically can't do anything while you're in Brazil, which is a beautiful country. They make a shit ton of money through tourism. I would like to travel there. I just don't see why the NFL is playing a game there. Darius Slay, all facts right there. Should have never apologized.
I'm sure he heard something. He probably got a knock on his door or a text from somebody saying, hey, man, you can't be, what you're saying is true.
We don't want to disgruntle the locals. It's
come on.
Look, if the crime's out of control, the crime's out of control. And it's unfortunate because, look, like, I'm a Phillies fan, right? They were in London back a few months ago playing the Mets. And the scene there was awesome. The fan atmosphere was incredible. Players enjoyed it because it was an opportunity to be a tourist. And they even said, it's pretty cool being able to walk around here, do some touristy things, and not be recognized. People aren't like, Bryce Harper. I can just go about my business. In Brazil, you want to be able to look at this beautiful country, and I'm sure that they're going to go to some tourist destinations, but they can't venture out like the Phillies did in London because of safety issues. It's unfortunate, and it's a money grab for the NFL, and they're also taking a home game away from Philly, and it would have been 70,000 deep in South Philly on Friday night.
That's a good point.
Let me get your predictions. I mean, since you're here now, Thursday night football, Chiefs and Ravens, and then obviously Friday with the Eagles and Packers. Can we get your predictions on these open games?
Yeah, I like Kansas City slightly. I think it's a huge game for Baltimore to prove that they can beat the Chiefs. But I'm going to go Kansas City. The thought of Patrick Mahomes now with a couple of speedsters on the outside is pretty scary once Hollywood Brown's able to come back. And then I like the Eagles to win slightly, although I could see that game going either way. I think the Eagles and Packers, if they're representing the NFC in New Orleans come February for the Super Bowl, that won't surprise me. Two great matchups, though, to start the season. My gosh.
Hey, Chase, as you leave, though, hey, put helmet condoms on them. Let's preach safety, but we'll go to Brazil.
It's going to look funky if players end up wearing those. I saw your segment yesterday with Dr. Jesse Morse. It's interesting.
Hey, Chase, safety, but let's fucking put helmet condoms on, but we'll go to Brazil where they might chop our head off.
Right.
Hey, Chase, man, I can't thank you enough for hopping on with us. And we'll have to do it again.
You.
We'll have to do it again during the year, man. Keep killing it. And congrats on all your success. And we'll have you on again, hopefully.
Appreciate it. Yeah, always great joining you guys. We'll do it soon.
All right, brother.
Yes, sir. Have a good one, man.
Yeah.
I love when Chase come on, man, because like I know you call Steve Kim like the walking encyclopedia. Chase is the same way. When it comes to football, man, this guy can just read. He knows everything about everything. It's not just the Niners, not just the Eagles. He knows contract. He knows the money. He remembers the year when Andy Reid was hired in 99. Like, I love having those encyclopedias who can just come on here and just give you all just like that. So I love it. And what I learned too was that me and you both had some good points during our opening hour. He agreed to some stuff that you said. He agreed to some stuff that I said. So, I guess maybe we were both right.
Yeah, I was right. You're wrong. But here, let's go pay the bills. We got a commercial break, and then we're coming back with our top five and bottom five list over the week for college football individuals, not teams.
Oh,
I got a list for you that's going to be a little bit interesting. It's going to be a great conversation. We'll see you in a few minutes. Pound that like.
Fire.
Sorry. What? Mahomes is white.
No, he's not. All right, listen.
Is that Tomlin or Smitty?
Fuck you guys. Mahomes is half white. We're taking.
Nah, let me tell y'all. Hey, JB, keep it real.
Your game.
JB, keep it real. In the hood, when you mix, what are you?
They say you're black.
All right, stop. They say.
Racist ass Bailey. Don't have the white fucking graphic in here.
There you go, Bailey. Fuck the white guys.
Nice job. Oh!
Look right. This just looks bad.
Look at that.
The old black team doesn't look so bad. The old white team looks awful to me. Like, I don't even want to be associated with the white team.
Hey, but hold on, Matt. First of all, start up top here. Those are the coaches. Yeah.
Belichick, Andy Reid.
I got E-Dub. I got E-Dub
Weddle.
secondary. I got E-Dub in the secondary. I got Belichick as my head coach. Andy Reid my OC.
I did 23andMe, okay? And I had 8% Nigerian. So fuck the white team. I'm going over to Smitty's team.
Yeah.
You ain't going to put me on the graphic. I'm going to Smitty's team. Yeah, put me on this motherfucker. Mike McDaniel's white ass is on there. You can take me. I got 23andMe, 8% Nigerian.
Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, we got Matt, baby. We got Matt, baby.
That's right, baby.
Come to the black delegation, Matt. Come to the delegation.
How you got Mike McDaniel?
He's a brother. Look it up.
He ain't no brother.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he
8%.
is.
He's an 8%er like me.
I got a cousin that's real light skinned. His daddy black. My uncle. They super light skinned. Trust me.
Hey, Big Smitty, is that you or Tomlin? I'm confused.
We all looking like, don't we, JB? We all looking like. So hold on, my lineup is crazy, man. I got Mahomes starting at quarterback, of course.
Mahomes is white.
I got Jonathan Taylor, healthy Jonathan Taylor at running back.
Do we got a list? We got the list or no?
I got on my phone. The wide receivers are crazy.
How about Amon-Ra St. Brown and his brother? Their mom's white. She's German. Shit.
Nah, they brothers. They brothers.
German white.
They brothers, man. They brothers.
With the white German mom, he's still black.
You got to ask yourself this, and this shit's it's just being real. If they got pulled over by the cops, what are they gonna think?
That's not fair.
I'm just saying. That's how you got to play it. They brothers.
So that's the determiner. If you get pulled over by the cops, that's where you decide if you're a white or a black guy.
What are the fans gonna say when they pull you over?
Oh, okay. So I have a '96 Impala SS, bitch. Woo! Real clean. Every time I get pulled over in it, I roll the window down, and the cop goes, "Oh, I didn't expect to see you." And I'm like, "Oh, you racist fuck!" It's happened like 5 times. I swear to God.
All right. So CMC is the only white running back anyway, so he's gonna have to play corner also.
Well, he can play both ways. I watched him do it in high school out here. He's bad.
Fucking Travis Hunter.
He's gonna play both ways.
I love how Mendenhall is like, yeah, all the white guys suck except for that one running back white guy. He's pretty fucking good. He's not.
The
He's
backup
more
running back is Juszczyk. The backup running back is going to be Usage. What's his name?
Juszczyk.
Juszczyk.
He'll be the backup. The backup.
He's a fullback.
All right. It don't matter. He's the backup, Smitty. Just stay to your lane.
We got a white fullback.
Receivers.
He just scored up the other day.
I know. Wide receivers. We got Cooper Kupp, Adam Thielen, Nakua is ours. And
no.
Tight end.
Yeah, he's my guy.
Andrews and Kelsey.
I don't like this rule, dog.
I'm not giving y'all Nakua. I can't do it.
What do you mean you can't do it? What do you mean you can't do it?
I can't give you Nakua.
You don't get the You're not. You don't get the fucking. You don't get
Chat. Is Puka Nakua white or black?
You're not allowing it, motherfucker. You got Mike McDaniel. Shut the fuck up.
He's literally black though. Like he's literally black. Like his daddy black. Like he a brother.
Mike McDaniel wore some hoop earrings once. I know that motherfucker's black.
Motherfucker McDaniel's more cracker than my motherfucking pale ass.
He's way darker than you.
He ain't darker than me. He's not darker than Nakua.
Nakua, that's what I'm saying. Nakua one of us.
He's Polly. He's
Man,
ours.
keep going.
Nakua is white. Ask him, he'll tell you.
Polly's not white. Ask the chat, but keep going.
He's white.
All right. So Matt,
yes.
we just took 5 linemen plus an Uso. So we moved. I took Lane Johnson.
So we get the Usos.
We get
So the white guys get the Pollies.
Yeah.
No.
All right. We're back. We're back in the building. Shout out to Noel Mazzoni, Josh Booty, and Chase Sr. for hopping on, giving us that insight on all things real that's going on in the NFL. Jamar Chase, Brandon Aiyuk, and so much more insight that he brings to the table. Go follow him on Chat Sports, 49ers and Philadelphia Eagles. You can go follow him on YouTube and social media at Chase Sr. So head on over there and do that. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Pound that like. We'll be doing trivia questions again, and we'll be having call-ins. We also have a phone line in the studio that we're getting set up. So we'll have all that stuff going on, and we'll get Smitty's internet working better because we'll be in the studio and he'll have the same camera as I do. So
I probably didn't play my Ethernet cord. I just know I didn't plug my Ethernet cord in. I'm sorry.
It's just I get half-ass effort, dog. It's unbelievable.
I got this little new. It's called, was it Eero? Like a little Eero router, EERO. You know what I'm talking about. So it's actually good though. Like my internet's so like yesterday, all week I haven't used Ethernet. I haven't needed to.
Maybe that's not an internet. That's not an Ethernet. Let me show you about technology.
No, I'm saying I haven't needed to use my Ethernet cord because the Eero router connection has been making my Wi-Fi better all week. I haven't dealt with this issue, but today is doing it.
I'm gonna, since I'm so technologically advanced, I'm gonna give you what that Eero is. That's an extender, Smitty. It's not an Ethernet, it's not an internet. It just extends your Wi-Fi so you can go further into your house. It doesn't give you better internet. It just puts it in other places. You gotta still plug hardwire for a show that has required bandwidth that is running on 600 by 757, and then you got that going on. You know what I mean? And then that you got to understand how this whole technological stuff works.
It's ran by what?
Huh?
You said it's ran by what?
750 bandwidth. So yeah, that's how it works.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, if you want me to, I can hop off real quick, go plug it up, do it, refresh it, and come back and see if it works.
Nah, you can say average. Mediocrity is the new excellence. So, according to you, hey, real quick, last night. Our main man, DJU at Florida State, was taking the heat throughout the nation. His dad, Dave, Big Dave, he's made his name known as a internet sensation since his son was the number one quarterback, went to Clemson right here out of St. John Bosco, right here in Southern California. He went on a Spaces, and I guess, Bailey, you can show it. He was asking for the smoke.
He is wild, dog.
Teasy?
Show me where DJ's elite.
Teasy, show me where the fuck your Florida who's the Florida starting quarterback? How is he elite?
I ain't never say he was elite though. That's the question. That's the point.
But the crazy part is though, like you talking crazy about DJU as if he ain't good, as if your ass didn't want him.
Hey, I didn't want him. I never wanted him.
Did your school want him though? I bet Florida can't call it.
I never wanted this sorry bastard. He a tight end.
Oh my. Yo.
Look, I know for a fact you wouldn't say that in front of me, dead in my face, homie. Straight up.
I
You know what I mean? You could speak all you want on here, homie, but come on, man. Don't be disrespectful. Because in real life, real time, nigga, you wouldn't say that shit in front of me.
You must, hey, listen,
you know,
Big
goddamn well you wouldn't say
Big
that in front of me, nigga. I'll snap your goddamn neck.
I will beat the hell out of you.
Your little bony ass won't beat shit, homie. I promise you won't.
I'm not bony. You don't know how big I am.
Bony, homie. Just by the sound of your goddamn gay ass voice, I can tell you ass bony as fuck.
I would beat the hell out of you.
Shut your dumb ass up.
Big Dave would be missing.
You slapped up, homie.
It won't be no Big
reckless on this motherfucking phone, nigga. If I see your bitch ass, hey, what's this nigga's name anyways? Who the fuck is you, nigga? Nigga, shut the fuck up for when I catch your ass slipping anywhere you at. I swear, nigga, let me know where you got where you need to be. Motherfucker, don't talk shit about my son,
man.
Let me get a little insight. So I grew up with this family.
It's like JB on that thing a little bit.
I'm just saying, we from Boston. Don't get twisted. DJ, Big Dave and Yona, shout out to the family. They real. It's connected. They connected, homie. I guarantee you. It's not these motherfuckers on the internet that
I can tell by his voice he's not playing all that other stuff. Yeah, he's not playing by the son, which I respect. It's your son. I mean, any father gonna do that.
Here's what I want to say though. Y'all will defend Dion when it comes to covering up for his son, but you'll give Big Dave heat. Make it make sense, homie. Let's keep it funky on this show. Not you. I'm just saying in general. We'll defend Dion globally for defending his son by not talking to media members, but then we'll bash Big Dave for defending his son in a Polynesian household where it's very, very tightly knitted. That is what I want to know on Make It Make Sense. Because, come on, homie, let's keep it funky. This cat's defending his son, just as I said the other day. We're going to defend our daughters and sons as fathers, regardless if they fuck up or not. The bottom line is his son's not very successful since he left as a freshman in Clemson. and his daddy's out here talking shit on social media because all the Twitter gurus think they know so goddamn much. Motherfuckers are clowns. You don't know shit. You never played. You never coached. You probably aren't a parent of a kid at that high level that requires a lot of stress, that attains a lot of stress. And come on, homie, you're on Twitter Spaces. So listen, I'm not one to talk because I would be in there wanting to smoke too. But all I would say is I don't have a son playing at Florida State, Clemson, or Oregon State. And I would just tell Big Dave if I talk to him when I do, they're like, "No, fuck him, homie. Your son's still gonna go to the league. Yeah, like fuck it." I mean, that's coming. That's hard for me to say because I'm the same guy as him. We'll both be in there getting the smoke. But at the same time, I'm just like, come on, man. Like your son is going through it, and you're just bringing more, I guess, discussion,
attention or heat, so to speak. Yeah, discussion.
That's all it is.
He means well. He's just trying to defend his son, but the inverse effect of that is just more hate for DJU. Now it's more so like people are going to be almost rooting against him, which I don't think it's been that point. I don't think from everything I've seen, like DJU's a good kid, good dude. Like ain't nothing, like no one's been rooting against him. People are just reacting to what we're seeing on tape, which just being real hasn't been pretty, hasn't been good. But like you said, with his dad coming out like this, there are going to be some people who don't like this, and they're going to now be almost rooting against them and is doing even more. You know how trolls are, JB. You've dealt with trolls your whole damn since you've been popping. You know what I'm saying? So, but I feel them though. It's hard. Like I don't have no kids, but I can just imagine myself seeing my kid getting all this hate and people talking shit about him. I don't know no good father who would just stand there quiet. You're gonna say something at some point. You're human.
I think Whiteo, I think where Big Dave got offended was and called the kid disrespectful that was talking was when they said, go to tight end and all that old shit. And Whiteo's asking, how do you say your son isn't good in a respectful manner? I think when he said, he should have been tight end, we didn't want him at Florida anyway. Well, Florida did want him. So don't get it twisted. A lot of places wanted him, just like Noel Mazzoni, a guy that's coached college football in the NFL for 40 years, also said, we can just go out and get a Cam Ward. Why would we go to high school? You just heard it from the man.
Yeah.
And Josh Booty, whose family is in the transfer portal and was at Oklahoma battling with Dylan Gabriel before he transferred to Monroe. Like, let's be honest. They know what they're talking about. And if that's going to happen and we're going to just go out and pluck guys, you don't think there's 132 D1s that didn't want DJU? Fuck out of here. They all want. A lot of cats wanted them, dog. So, but here's the thing I'll say, though, about DJU. He has to be in the right system and coached by a quarterback guy as a head coach, in my opinion. And he was much better at Oregon State with Jonathan Smith. And Jonathan Smith is
that's what I was saying. Like last year, he had his ups and downs, but last year I thought he was solid overall. He was cool.
Jonathan Smith is an invested QB, played the position, played it, coached it, coordinated it, completely different night and day. Now, why didn't he take him to Michigan State is the question you could ask. But be honest, he had much more success with him at Oregon State than Mike's having right now with him at Florida State, surrounded by even more talent, which makes you think, how can a guy digress this much when you gain more talent around you? Like, you didn't get a lot of talent around him at Florida State, and they had a hell of a wideout crew. How has he digressed so much? That's all I'm asking.
And like from the first two games, man, some of these passes though has nothing to do with me with like the
mental.
coaching. Like
it's all mental.
Bingo.
But
That's what I'm saying.
But mental sometimes goes back to the coach coaching you. I'm just gonna be honest. Like I've motherfucked quarterbacks that have gone out and I had to do that, and they go out and throw a dime and look at me crazy, and I'm down for it. Motherfucker, all right. But I had to get your ass that way. I motherfucked people where they did what DJ did, throw it out of bounds. And then I go, okay, now I know what I can and cannot say to this quarterback. I know if he's fragile or not. So how is he being approached, talked to, or coached? And that's all mental, because DJ doesn't lack the talent. he lacks something going on right now in his mentals. I would love to get a hold of him and talk to him. I think he can be saved somewhat, but at the end of the day, I don't believe he has the it factor. And I've said that from day one, and that's a family friend. I just don't think he has the it factor at the end of the day. And I said that when he was at St. John Bosco as a high school kid. It's because we played him. We played him when I was coaching. So I'm just saying that's all I'm saying. But it is what it is, Smitty. Hey, we got something, and I agree with Bailey. Jonathan Smith's Michigan State team did not look good, but to his defense, this is a takeover program. Mike Norvell's entering year 4. Jonathan Smith's doing what Deion did at Colorado just last year. He's gutting the program. So come on now. Let's keep it funky. He's doing what everyone's doing now, and that's a whole philosophy, ideology, rebranding of a program, which I hate. I just think there's no more culture. There's no more blue bloods. There's no more traditionalists. It is what it is. But shit changes. You got to adapt or die. Real quick, Smitty, we got something funny, and I just don't know if it's true or not. It could be total cap, as y'all say. But what do you think about this, if it was true? Read it out loud, Smitty, please, and tell us if it was true. I want to get your take.
All right, for all the audio listeners, so this just came out on Twitter. Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce has involved lawyers after a contract allegedly revealing the end date of his relationship with Taylor Swift surfaced online. The alleged doc from the PR firm implies Kelce and Swift's relationship was fake. Travis Kelce is denying these claims. Woo! That's kind of crazy, man. I do know at the very beginning of this relationship, everybody was like, speculating if it was real because it felt like it came out of nowhere, and I obviously know how much of a big deal she became during football season last year.
Hold on, though.
I don't think it's fake, though.
Bailey, I don't know if you can find it, but Smitty keeps cutting out. Bailey, I don't know if you can find it. But can you? Ethernet cord in. Okay. Bailey, I don't know if you can find it, but can you do the comparison? I know there's some pictures out there. The comparison of Kelce's first broad to this one. That's what I want to tell Smitty. I don't think it has anything to do with it. I think it's very, very possible that it's fake because his first girl is bad as fuck. And now you got this skinny ass, nobody looking Milk of Magnesia. I think it's fake, dog. I'm just keeping it real with you. Bailey, hop in here, Bailey, and give me some. I need to get your Bailey. Oh. I think it's fake, Bailey. He saw his first broad. She was a bad one.
Yeah.
Come on, Bailey. Come on,
JB,
Bailey.
You know exactly what you're hitting at.
I want you to bring this up with Matt today and ask him. You got Milk of Magnesia for some chocolate mocha.
Oh boy. Here. Look at this.
Shit! That's fake as hell. You can't tell me that that's fucking not fake in design. Look at that shit. I don't care about what you like or what preference you like or what broad you like. You can't tell me that I'm taking Milk of Magnesia. I don't care if you're just a stone cold racist. You're taking that girl in the red. Fuck all you talking about.
I mean, I'm with you. You really think this was a setup? You really think it was a setup relationship?
The way it happened, like this, and that you left that for that, I think something's up.
Yeah.
Come on, dog. Kelce's a big dude. I mean, structurally. Come on, homie. Come on, Bailey. How is a 6'6" tight end smashing that and then going to smash this? I mean, what do you listen? You can imagine that. Bone. Instead of Smitty. That's what he used to hear. He used to hear that ass. Now he's hearing.
This is white on white crime, JB. Are you aware of this? You talking about your own people, your own culture.
Hey, I don't give a fuck. I talked to you the other day about this at the Pump Brothers thing, and we had that discussion. So don't renege now. There's no way that this guy, and I don't care if you're a racist ass redneck fucking backwoods white dude, you're not taking milk and magnesia over that sister in the red. Nowhere, shape, or form. There's no way you left straight up bad one. I mean, look at this. Bitch looks like she out of a scary movie, homie.
You do know what you're doing right now. The Swifties will attack you head on.
Man,
You just
no.
You just made the worst decision of your career. This is the worst decision than anything you ever done in your entire career. We're entering week 1 of NFL season, and you are attacking Taylor Swift. The Swifties will be in your DMs as soon as this episode. As soon as we end this, check your Twitter immediately. Check Twitter ASAP.
You mean like the Queendom fan base? Aren't they connected?
Man, but it's like an extension of the Queendom. Now it's about to be even more.
That's what I like. Hey, guess what? Smitty, let's be real. Let's go back to the conversation. I brought Bailey in to fucking fit in for your internet ass.
My stuff is perfect now.
Let me ask you something. Seriously, you don't think there's an inclination or a possibility that this was a fake setup and this story is actually real? Because you left that to this. And that's what I wanted to bring up to you before you left. You don't think there's something to that, dog?
Listen, we know Kelsey likes sisters based upon his history of women. We understand that's a fact. But we're talking like he was in the relationship with one of these sisters, broke up with him for Taylor. That's not the information I have. He was a single man. He had already split up with this last girl, and him and Taylor, connected, and they ended up vibing. At the end of the day, there's a community of people who believe Taylor Swift is a beautiful woman. There's a lot of people out there who believe that. And to each his own. She seems like a good girl, JB. She has $1 billion in her account. That helps.
Okay,
that
time out. Let's pause right there then. Let's be honest. Did Kelsey say I'd rather have the B than the M? Do you know what that means?
I thought you were going to say the B over the B, but inform me.
Billions over millions. There's a big difference. Big difference. Maybe the sister. Let's be real, Smitty. You can talk on this. You're a brother that knows about sister. Now, you love sister. You married a sister. You wouldn't have it any other way. Shout out to you.
No other way.
But you also had admitted to me privately that sisters could be drama.
I ain't say that. Do not put that on me.
I got a record. I got a rap.
Do not put that on me.
I got it on record. I got it recorded. I got it recorded. I have it recorded.
You're talking to me private. Chat. He is fooling y'all. Those are jokes.
I have it on record.
Fooling y'all. I ain't never said that.
I have it on record that you said sisters could be headaches and drama. What do you mean?
I ain't never said those words when talking to a sister.
So can this be? Can she maybe been too much? She could have been drama. And he went with the white girl, milk and magnesia with $1 billion, less drama. Is that a possibility? That's all I'm asking you.
No, it ain't possible. No, him and Taylor, they got a lot of similarities. They ran into each other. They spoke. They talked. She liked him. He liked her. He wanted to try something different. She got $1 billion. Being connected to her led to Saturday Night Live, more opportunities, more money. He just signed a $100 million fucking deal in his podcast with his brother. I don't think those things happen without his connection to Taylor Swift. So I think he actually likes her, but it also was a business decision. Any marriage, we keeping it funky, or marriage or a serious relationship, is a business decision to some extent, to some degree. Just for clarity again, I never want, JB is lying to y'all. He is fooling y'all. I have never in my life told this white man, that black women can be a headache and trouble. I've never told this white man that in my life. He is lying. He is fooling y'all. Those are jokes. He's fooling y'all. Do not take that. Take everything he says with a grain of salt. That is false.
I'm going to my grave thinking that you told me that. So anyway, let's move on. We got a list for you guys. Our top 5s and bottom 5. Top of the world, bottom of the barrel. Let's start with the top of the world today, because I want to be negative, and I want to do the bottom of the barrel after. All right, today. Ooh, oh yeah, we forgot we put both up. All right, so
Minnesota fireworks. That's kind of funny. Because I didn't see your list. That's kind of funny, man. I like your list, though. Your top 5 is very similar to mine, actually.
Baby, I don't know if we found the video of the fireworks guy playing them, but if you can, while I discuss this, maybe it'd be good. But listen, let me ask you something. Top of the world, my top 5. Jalen Milroe, for his efficiency. He didn't throw the ball a lot. I don't know how much to expect from him. T-Rich gave us some insight yesterday. But I'm going to put him in my top 5 performances of the week because of his efficiency. And he wasn't asked to do much, but when he was asked to throw the ball, he made him pay. And that is what a quarterback's supposed to do. You want to blitz me? And I'm going to replace your blitz, and it's going to be a touchdown. And guess what you're going to do on defense? Stop blitzing me. If I don't replace the blitz and I don't make you pay, guess what you're going to do? Keep blitzing me. So a quarterback's job is to make you pay. And Jalen Milroe did that. So I got him in my top 5. Ashton Genty, Smitty, is a guy that's going to be on the national radar now because he had a 6-touchdown performance at Boise State. And I think that regardless of what happened and all that, I believe he's worthy of being in that top 5 just because it's a 6-touchdown performance, Smitty. Those aren't really just falling off trees. Miller Moss, I thought was highly efficient, 27 of 37, 388, I believe, almost 400 yards. Threw another touchdown. Spread the ball around at USC against an LSU team in the SEC who's supposed to be good on defense. I thought Miller Moss, coming off a 6-touchdown bowl performance the year before, breaking a SC record that Caleb Williams could not do. I thought he's worthy. And then Travis Hunter, who probably arguably is the best college football player in America as far as going both ways and all the stuff he's asked to do, play 129 snaps. I don't think sustainable, but hey, shout out to him. But I had to put T-Mac on there because even though he's a one-way guy and Travis Hunter's a two-way guy doing unheard of things, Travis Hunter, if we were going to pick a Heisman right now, I would pick Travis.
Right.
But T-Mac's performance and what he did at Arizona when they were actually down to New Mexico, just dominant. He's an NFL. Like I said, I stand on business. I think he's a top 5 wideout in the world already. Now, and that's just me being a personnel evaluator. I think he's that good. Now, my bottom of the barrel, Smitty, I got to start with Cade Klubnik, who's the Clemson supposedly Trevor Lawrence as sunshine replacement. I saw it last year. I'm going to stick to it. He's not the guy. He's not it. He's not it. Number 4, Florida State's wideout group. As much as you want to bash DJU and as much as you want to bash that signing by Mike Norvell, don't fucking get it twisted. They dropped 11 footballs. When DJU was in distress and did make throws that could have been game-changing, because you all gurus don't understand, if I throw a football to a receiver and he catches it and runs and scores, it changes the momentum and it changes my quarterback's fucking mentals.
Psyche, yep.
But you drop it when I'm already down on myself because I threw a touchdown out of the back of the end zone. I made a mistake, blah, blah, blah. When your fucking wideout crew, who's supposed to be really, really good, drop 11 footballs, Smitty, that ain't helping my quarterback that's got a mental issue. Sorry. That whole group is number 4, bottom of the barrel. You were shitty. Number 3, Smitty, is a guy that I want to pay homage to and do a little prayer for, prayer to baby Jesus. Minnesota's firework operator, if you don't know this story, Smitty, busted out the fireworks when the guy missed the game-winning field goal.
No, he did. No, I did not see that, JB. No.
Yeah. See, I do deep dive. I do deep dive and investigative research when I do my list. My list is fucking legitimate. See that, Smitty? He missed the field goal, Smitty. He missed the field goal to beat North Carolina. He got up there, Smitty. kicked it. They thought it was good. The fireworks guy, boo! And motherfucker missed it, homie.
That should be number one, homie. You know how embarrassing that is?
Nah, I gotta put number. Hold on. Number 2 is it, Smitty. Number two is the kicker that missed it.
Ah, okay.
Because here's why.
I see it.
Here's why, though. Dragon Kesich, whatever his name is, he missed a field goal, a 28-yard chip shot before that one. So he missed 2 field goals, Smitty. I got to get him in my bottom of the barrel performance because they could have beat North Carolina, but they weren't elite. You can't preach elite, and you don't have a firework guy that's elite. You don't have a kicker that's elite. You don't have a defense that's elite. You can't preach elite, Mr. Row your fucking boat. If you don't have elite firework operator, elite kickers, and elite program management, you cannot be elite, Mr. fucking elite. But number 1,
family?
Yeah, I got to keep it real. The realest show on planet Earth, dog. Shout out to Big Dave in the spaces, who banging on everybody. Shout out to you. Compton up, Bompton was up. Shout out to you. But your son, DJ, is really lacking something mentally right now. And we gotta fix him. Call me up, homie. I'll hit him up. I'll get him on the phone. We got to fix him. But right now, DJ was the bottom of the barrel. Even though his wideouts fucked him, but he also missed guys that would have also. He could actually self-generate momentum with his mentals as well. If he don't miss the corner route touchdown, if he don't throw that pick that was just never should have threw the ball. But you can't be elite. You can't wear those fucking pants either and be elite and not have elite game management, firework operators, or kickers. Go ahead, Smitty. It's your turn.
Look at that form, though, like in that posture right quick. Like, keep the picture on there for a minute, buddy. Like,
hey, he does that. Like, that's what he do at home with his dogs. Like right? I mean, that's your point, I think. Like, he's comfortable in that position.
Like,
I couldn't.
That's an elite. That's an elite. That's an elite position. If you're gonna be in that position, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't do that either.
I can't even get down that motherfucker right now.
Look like you look so uncomfortable.
Show me, Bailey, full screen. Let me see if I can.
You look so uncomfortable. Like your face, it's like you taking a shit.
I can't even get up. I can't even get up. God damn, that hurts.
Like look how comfortable. Look at his face, JB. He's so comfortable in a position.
Like that shit is like he's used to being on his knees, huh?
Oh man. Shout out to Coach, man. Shout out to Coach. Roll the boat. Pull my list up though, man. Let's put on my top 5, my bottom 5, see what we got. A lot of similarities, man, on the top 5. I think we had like one difference on there. I'll start with the top 5. You know I'm a positive cat. Miller Moss, man, that guy showed me something, and it's more so the team reaction around him. He's a true leader in that locker room. You can tell that team loves him. Post game, you got the running back running up to him during his interviews, calling him the GOAT, and just the kind of confidence and the swag that he played with on that field. You know, when the spotlight was on, making plays when you need to make plays. Some of those throws he was making were NFL throws. And then you think about the storyline of him actually being more of like an old school kid, meaning that he waited for his turn. He didn't leave when things got tough. He didn't leave when Caleb transferred in, whatever. He waited for his turn. Now he's reaping the reward. So I got to shout out Eminem Miller Moss. Number 4, I've been talking about him a lot this week because I thought he really showed him and showed out. Cam Ward. A lot of talk this offseason.
What number?
Number 4. A lot of talk this, huh?
What number is that? What's
5 and then 4.
What is it? It's after what?
It's 5 and then 4. Like we going in reverse.
What is it after?
It's after 3, but it's before 5.
Oh, now I know what it is. Okay, I didn't understand it. All right, go ahead.
Number 4, Cam Ward, man, first game with the U, and all the hype, at least in game 1, week 1. He showed us why the hype was there. He balled out. He had one interception and one bad mistake there. Outside of that, thought it was a clean game, making plays. He looked like the best player on that football field. and I got to give him his props because I think with him, Miami might be real deal contenders this year, and I wouldn't be surprised they end up going undefeated or losing one game. Number 3, probably the best player in the country, Travis Hunter.
Wait up, though. You got him at 3. I had him at 2, and you got him after the Boise State cat?
Boise State, man. Ashton Genty, what was it, 6 of them things? I mean, at some point, it's like, all right, bro, stats matter. You got 6 of them things. That's hard to do. I don't care if it's high school, college, little league, or Madden. To go get 6 touchdowns, run back position, and then how much he run for? Was it damn near 300 yards rushing? I don't care who you playing against. That's hard. That's extremely hard to do. So Travis Hunter balled out, 3 touchdowns, big time plays, big time catches, played on defense. So trust me, that top 3 could be in any order. But for my list, I had to put Ashton Genty at number 2 because of that phenomenal game. And then number 1, T-Mac, McMillan. You and Bailey, I'm going to shout out both of y'all. Y'all actually told me about him like probably a month or so ago. You guys said, hey, this is the best receiver in the country. Because being honest, I didn't really watch him last year. You know, I saw his numbers, but I didn't really watch him. So seeing him play and perform like that in a game that actually mattered and they actually needed him to perform, oh man, I mean that's special. That's special. That's big time. You know, and I think he performed the best out of the top 5 from week 1. Now go to the bottom 5. This was a little tough, man. Davis Warren, man, he's one of the QBs at Michigan. I know Michigan play a little bit of a QB set, a two-tiered QB system, but Davis Warren, man, just didn't play well at all. He wasn't that efficient. He didn't move the ball down the field. The offense was stagnant. They tried to mix it and match it and bring in the other QB to kind of, you know, add a different dynamic and more of a rusher in the game. But really, I probably could have put the Michigan QB system, but I wanted to focus specifically on Davis Warren because he was a primary quarterback there at Michigan and it just did not look good. JB, did you watch the Michigan play? You didn't watch him play. He didn't look good.
I did. But you know what? Did you watch Max Johnson play?
I did. Why you say that for?
Because you know he broke his leg in that game.
He got hurt. When was it? 3rd quarter?
So, I mean, I get a lot of heat for being negative and shit, but you putting a cat that broke his fucking leg on your shitty list.
We understand he got hurt, JB. We understand he got hurt, JB.
Yeah. I love it. I need that.
You understand he got hurt, but what happened before the hurt? What happened before the injury, JB?
He broke his leg, though. That's Brad Johnson's son, by the way.
Shout out to Brad Johnson. It's all respect.
Brad Johnson does like trick shots on social media.
Really?
But yeah, he does like a trick shot thing. I don't know. I don't
Well, Mac Johnson, I didn't like what I saw, and before he got hurt, but T's and P's up for him. I hope he heals. Number 3, we got the.
He's out for the year. He's out for the year.
Hope he heals. He'll become man next year. Number 3.
But you got him on your list.
Number 3, Clemson offense. I know you're supposed to do players, but damn, Clemson. Damn. You heard what Roddy Wright said on Twitter, JB. That's what he said. I didn't say it. That's what he said, but you heard what he saw. And they couldn't get anything going. Defense balled out, really, especially in the first half. But offense couldn't get anything going. So I couldn't just point out one player because sometimes it was your boy K. Klubnik. Sometimes it was the receivers not getting open. Sometimes it was the running back not. They all just played poorly, and they couldn't get anything against Georgia. Number 2, and I know this guy. I know he got concussed. I want to say in the 3rd quarter. I got 2 injury guys on my list. He got concussed, I think, in the 3rd quarter. But Graham Mertz, Florida. Again, prior to the injury, prior to the concussion, it was nothing there. There's nothing there. It's the first game of the year. You're going to get some rival into you. To your credit, to your point, you said Florida looked like the exact same team the way they ended last year and the way they started this year. That's a problem, and a lot of that I put towards the quarterback too. I thought he looked the exact same way he did last year as he did this year. And I was actually a guy last year who gave him some credit because there was a few games where I'm like, you know what? Graham Mertz, I saw some. I saw some toughness in a couple games last year, but he's way too inconsistent. And to come out here and game 1 and look the way he did, I got to put him on my list. And then number 1, DJU. We talked about him enough, man. He has to get better. And maybe you're the answer. Maybe you do need to go call the pops and set up a little one-on-one, a little talk, a little something. I mean, if you family, then be family. If you love them, then, show that.
No Ball State players on anything, huh?
We play this week. We ain't played yet.
Got you. Chirp, chirp.
You ain't got no JUCO guys on there?
Chirp. Huh?
You ain't got no JUCO guys on the list?
On this list? Nah. Nah.
D1 only? Division 1 only? Okay.
Well, we don't need to. JUCOs don't get recruited anymore because you guys are in the portal.
Okay. So nobody cares about JUCOs, what you saying?
Well, they used to. I mean,
I'm not. That's what you saying. I didn't say that. I would never say that.
How's Jermaine Johnson doing? Hey, let's dive into how's Tank Dell doing. Hey, let's dive into
how's Carson Steele doing for the Chiefs?
How's Aaron Rodgers doing and Cam Newton and
how's Willie Snead doing? How's
your boy TJ Houshmandzadeh doing? I don't know. I'm just asking. Can we talk about the AP poll though, and let's talk about the new rankings?
Let's do it.
What's your biggest takeaway from this? If you look through the top 25 real quick, go through there, do a glance. What team is off there?
Quick glance. Let me see. I don't see Michigan on there.
I don't see that. I don't see that Florida State logo on there.
Of course they're not on there. Is Michigan? Oh, I see Michigan number 10. I'm about to say. I know I ain't tripping. Yeah. Well, Florida State shouldn't be on there. They shouldn't be top fucking 50 right now. They look horrible. They look trash. Those is Boston College and Georgia Tech. One thing, USC, I think they were number 23 starting the season off. So they went down 10 spots to number 13. That's alarming. Then Oregon was number 3, I want to say, or number 4. They went down to number 7. So those are some of the things I'm noticing. I think Notre Dame moved up a lot. So I'm just looking at some of the movement. Michigan moved down a little bit.
I don't think Notre Dame moved, did they?
Did they? Okay, so maybe they started off at number 5. I thought they were number 7.
I don't know. Maybe.
I could be off. A couple
Doesn't
spots
matter.
here and there. But Oregon took a big jump down.
Yeah.
And then USC took a huge leap forward.
Did Notre Dame jump Ole Miss? I'm trying to figure that out.
I think so.
Well, let me dive into the Florida State thing though, because I gotta go back to that. They're off the list.
Yeah,
Florida State's off the whole fucking thing. And again, y'all owe Kirk Herbstreit a grave apology.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all need to go really call that man, DM him, message him, sure from Insta chat him or whatever you call that, Snapchat him. You need to do something because y'all owe him a fucking grave apology. That's a fucking bad put together roster. And last year they would have got beat the same way that Georgia beat them, even with their players. Miss me with all that. They struggled late in the year versus a fucking Syracuse versus a Louisville. They struggled last year. They didn't deserve to get in the playoff last year. I stood on business, and so did Kirk Herbstreit. And now look at them. It looks like someone knows what the fuck they're talking about and someone don't. Y'all owe that man an apology. They're not even in the top 25, and now they're about to get this dude fired possibly, and now they're going to blame him for taking DJU in the transfer portal and blame all these other dudes. Guess what? Maybe there's some soul searching to be done there, and it could be a little more deeper than you think. But what do I know? The great state of Florida is in a very peculiar situation because there's only one team in Florida right now making headways, and that's the U. Florida Gators are a joke. Florida State Seminoles are a joke. Central Florida is to be determined. South Florida is to be determined. Miami Dolphins are a joke. What are we doing, Miami, Florida?
The Miami Heat. Who else is it? Who else we met?
Florida A&M. Florida A&M's a joke. FIU is a joke. FAU is a joke. What are we doing, Florida?
Man. Nah, I love
all right,
it,
so
man.
biggest takeaway here, though. Arizona moved up a little bit. Clemson in the top 25. Surprise?
They were 14 before. I'm not surprised. They lost against the number 1 team in the country, and they still dropped 11 spots, a lot of spots. So I'm not surprised. I think they're right where they're supposed to be. To your credit, defense, D-line still looks phenomenal. Let's wait and see. I was looking back at our show yesterday. I was like, man, maybe I was a little harsh on them because they were playing against Georgia. And let's see how they perform against some of these other guys on their schedule. With that defense, you can win a lot of games just off that alone. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna slow down a little bit. I think 25 was right where they're supposed to be. Let me ask you about Tennessee, though. We haven't talked about Tennessee, and that's your guy, if I'm not mistaken, at QB. How did you feel about how he performed and kind of how Tennessee looked in week 1?
I didn't get to see him, but I know he had a good bowl performance as a true freshman last year to enter. He didn't play all year. Then he gets in the bowl game and rips it. And then he rips it the other day against an inferior opponent, of course. They put up 70 points or whatever, broke a record. Ole Miss put up 79. 2 teams right there that put a – but it's another Polynesian. Shout out to Big Nick, Nico's pops, who played with me, in college at Compton. Great family, another great family. Shout out to him. Hopefully he balls out. He's going to be definitely mentally tested. I'll tell you that. His dad don't play either. And so it's kind of ironic because Dave don't play either, and it's kind of weird that – but again, Polynesian, you raise your son to be respectful to women. You raise your son to be respectful to humans. That's the Polynesian culture for the most part. And then you would think that Dave did that and was on his ass as a kid, but then DJ's mental fortitude seems to be questioned. But Nico and Nick won't be. I'm just telling you. That's someone I played with. That family's going to be tested. I think Nico will ball. But biggest takeaway there, I don't know. I don't know if Miami didn't move up enough. I don't know if they did. Kansas and Kansas State and Missouri, those 3 teams that are right there within a couple hundred miles of each other, seem to be on the rise. And then Louisville, I expect them to move up the ranks quite quickly.
Yeah.
But we'll get into more of that
You're big on Louisville. You've been talking about them a lot.
Coach Brom coached me in the Arena League. So
okay.
I have a relationship. Yeah. Coach Brom coached me in the Arena League with the Louisville Fire in the Arena League. Louisville. Hey, real quick, I gotta give a shout out. We're a sports show. Before we do hell yeah, hell no in the show, we're a sports show. I would be remiss if I didn't bring up the fact that Shohei Ohtani made a reunion last night to Anaheim, to the old team that he played for, the Angels, with our good friend Keenan Middleton, fan of the show, who just shout out to Keenan, who bought about $300 worth of merch off the website for his dad. He wanted his dad to have some slapdick merch because his dad used to call Keenan a slapdick growing up. Shout out to Keenan. Keenan's mom, great person. Keenan's pop. Keenan's doing well. He'll be back next year full go for the Cardinals. Give you an update. So here's the thing. Ohtani showed out, and the Anaheim Angel fan base gave him a standing ovation. So shout out to Ohtani going back. I just wanted to mention that because he's a Dodger, a Doyer, and they hated
balling too, man. Might be MVP. I mean, the guy's on pace with being a part of the 50-50 club, stolen bases and home runs.
Yeah, I don't know if a DH ever should win an MVP, in my opinion. But again, remember the DH. I don't know if you know much about baseball, but DH is tough. It's a tough MVP get to me. Yeah. But anyway, we'll see. I think Aaron Judge will get it. Now, having said that, the Chicago White Sox may be the worst baseball franchise for 1 year that I've ever seen. I think they're on pace to win 36 games. I think they'll be 136 and what? 36 and like 130.
Yeah, because I think right now I want to say they're like 31, like 109 last time I checked. I could be off a game or two, but they're looking horrible. It's hard. It's hard to be as bad as the White Sox are right now.
Yeah, they're bad. They're bad right now. I don't know. I don't get it.
They play the Orioles today, I think, right?
I don't know. Break down that Oriole roster real quick.
I don't know much about the Orioles, I'm gonna be honest, but I know the White Sox, man. I mean, Garrett Crochet, I always say his name wrong. He's just so inconsistent as a pitcher, man. I do like their center fielder, Luis Robert Jr. He's probably the most like consistent guy, but at the end of the day, how much can you do as a center fielder? So I just look at the rest of that team, man. They don't look motivated. They don't look like they're really bought in. They've already given up on the season. They know it's a wrap. They obviously they're not making the playoffs. So I think at this point they're just trying to like get this season over with. It's kind of like, in those football games where you're on a bad team in the second half, you're getting blown out against a big time team, and you got those guys on the team. They're just trying to just get through. Just get through the game. They're not running to the ball no more. The energy's not there. That's kind of how the feel I'm getting in that locker room with the White Sox. So we'll see, man. I mean, they're playing against the Orioles team that's, I think, 81-59, so they got something to play for. So I'm expecting another blowout.
So you watched a lot of White Sox games.
I mean, especially early on, because I thought there were going to be some. Historically, the White Sox is one of the most historical franchises in baseball and really all of sports. So I was trying to check them out to see how they would be this year, and just every time I would turn it on the TV to check them out, it just bad baseball, bad play every
What do
single
you
time.
think about the middle of their lineup? How's the middle of their lineup hitting? Like, do you like their leadoff guy all the way to the middle of their lineup? Like late innings, it kind of struggles. I don't know. Have you watched the middle of their lineup lately?
No, I don't really like it at all, man. Honestly, and I think you mentioned the Orioles game today. Like I said, I don't watch a lot of Orioles ball, but I know a little bit about a little bit. And I mean, my guy Dean Kramer and Zach Eflin, watch out. Watch out. I'm just saying them to ball the fuck out. Dean Kramer and Zach Eflin, watch out. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So, but at the end of the day, all this is retarded. Like, don't none of this matter. All this is stupid. This is dumb. Don't none of this matter. At the end of the day, what really matters is that we know that the Dodgers look like the best team in baseball right now. But last few years, 100 wins, and then they end up falling short and choking in the playoffs. So I don't want to get too excited right now because I am a Dodger fan by default. I live in LA. I don't have a major baseball team in Indiana, so I am a Dodger fan by default. So we can't get too excited because we've done this in the past and they let us down. So they're first in the NL West. They're balling right now. Freddie Freeman, oh my God, Will Smith, oh my guys. Let's see what they do. Mookie Betts, of course, my brother. Let's see what they do when it really matters the most. So
we'll see. Smitty's on baseball P's and Q's. He's been on the baseball for a long time. He's a baseball guy, enthusiast. So we bring you baseball. We bring you everything, man. We're well versed on this show. But anyway, let's dive in.
On Winnable, because we're gonna be making baseball bets on Winnable. Winnable.com/slap picks. We have almost 200 people who joined. Shout out to all of y'all. Don't miss out on the bandwagon. Join it. You want to make some money with us, JB, Jeff Nadu, all our real big time cappers. The link is right here below. My guy Bez's gonna drop it in the chat as well. Click it, sign up real quick. It'll be done in 5 minutes, and join us because we making money on there. And we got a meeting actually at 9:30 if you can join JB, because he texted me after.
I got a 9:30 meeting for something I got to tell you about after the show.
So you can't do it again after you promised that this next week, which is this week, you'll be able to meet. You ain't met with Winnable for a month. It's making me look bad. Because every time they text me, I'm trying to defend it. Like, I'm like, JB been busy.
Private conversation.
Hey, why do black women now this is me talking about black women now. Why do black women spray a whole bunch of whatever like in the house? Like my mama would get the air freshener and use the whole bottle in one spray. My wife just got from work and I gotta take the trash out, so she probably don't like the smell of the trash, so that's on me. But she came in here and she sprayed her whole bottle of some type of freshener. And I can't even breathe right now. I can't even taste it. Right now.
I mean, maybe you stink.
That's true.
Let's dive into hell yeah, hell nah.
I got 2 minutes.
No, you don't. Now you went way too long on your segment. So
You didn't let me talk the whole interview earlier, so
you're right. All right, go ahead. Hell yeah, hell no. It's on you. You got the question.
Hell no. The Chargers will win the AFC West.
I like when there's a guest to do this segment because it's not always on me. I'm going to say hell nah. Not yet. Hell nah.
All right. I like that. All right, next one. Hell yeah or
hell
hell.
You don't answer your own question?
I'm just a host. Hell yeah or hell no. Nebraska will beat Colorado this weekend.
Hell to the motherfucking yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell no. And I will bet money on it right here live on the show.
Oh, now you bet. Now you say hell no. But you didn't want to the Charger one you didn't want to answer? Crazy. That's racist. It is a racist show, dog. RACCIISSS. Racist show. I'm going to say that Tony White stymies Colorado's offense because they won't run the ball.
You can't spell stymie.
And they won't run the football. They'll be throwing the ball 50 times. And I think that falls right into the hands of Nebraska's D coordinator, Tony White. And I think Nebraska wins the game.
Colorado will win the game 38-33. You heard it here first. Next one. Hell yeah or hell no. Oregon will win the Big 12.
No. I think there's something wrong. I don't know what yet, but there's something wrong.
Big 10, not Big 12. No,
Thank you. Big 10.
Hey, when I said Big 12, I said, hold on. I said, am I tripping?
Oh, Bailey put it
win the Big 10.
I got you. Yeah.
You see it. You copy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, hell no. Oregon will win the Big 10.
Hell no. I think something's missing. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I think they'll get better, But nah, I don't think SC, UCLA, Oregon, Washington has a chance this year. They have to learn the landscape and go through the motions of a bigger and more physical style of football. And then they're going to play in some inclement weather. I think they're going to have to get used to that. So I'm going to say hell no.
All right, next one. Hell yeah, hell no. Dak Prescott will be the starting QB of the Dallas Cowboys next season.
Hell no. I think he's gone.
Yeah, I agree. Hell no. He's tired of it. It's a wrap. He's done. They would have paid him already. It's over. Last one. Hell yeah or hell no. Daniel Jones will throw for 4,000 yards this season.
I'm going to go with hell yeah. You know I got to keep staying on business. I'm going to go hell yeah. I think he's going to have a 4,000-yard year. And I think he'll throw – his high was what, 15 touchdowns a year? They gave him 100-something million? Leah, don't go there, Leah. Don't go there, Leah. I think he's going to throw for 4,000 yards and over 25 touchdowns. Why is it so quiet? I don't get it. Why is everybody so quiet? I don't get it.
All right, man. It was a good show, man. Strong show from top to bottom. JB has Danny Dimes being the MVP this year, sounds like. So.
Hey, you play what, 18 games? What is that, 215 yards a game or some shit?
17 games, yeah.
So what is that, 220? I don't know. What. That's not like 400 yards a game, homie. It's like 220 yards. If you can't do that now, then I'm going to take back everything I've ever said, and he needs to go.
What you mean now? It's just one more game, homie.
No, if he can't throw for 220 yards a game, then he doesn't belong in the NFL. I just, but again, quarterback.
Well, hold on. But he ain't never threw for that. So
he threw for 20+ touchdowns in 2018.
No, you said the fourth. Has he ever thrown for 4,000 yards ever?
No.
So what are we talking about then?
Well, he played half a year. He played a half another year. It's not like he's just out here gunslinging it with a great old line and a bunch of wideouts, homie. You act like this
game would be 3,700 yards.
They had the worst fucking old line and worst wideout crew in football for the last 3 years. But y'all defend Justin Fields though.
He would need to throw for like 235 a game, 240 a game.
Let's be honest.
About 240 a game.
He only needs 800 more yards than his all-time high. I think he threw for 3,300. So he only needs 700-800 yards more. And I think he threw 24 touchdowns. So I think he'll top all his highs. He'll get 4,025 touchdowns. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Would you put your life on that?
My life? I don't know about my life. Would you put your life on Ball State winning 6 games?
Listen, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, become a member of Winnable, become a member of our Discord. JB gonna be in there today. He ain't got nothing else to do the rest of the day. Shout out to everybody for just supporting the show, man. I saw some names in here I haven't seen in a long, long time. So shout out to y'all for supporting and staying along. We had, I think, about 900 in here. And that's really good for us on a Wednesday. We had over 1,000 last 2 days. So let's keep that. That 1,000 should be the benchmark, y'all. So we putting it on y'all. We putting the pressure back on y'all as a fans. We should never be under 1,000 during the whole season because we got too much. We got too many guests, too many exclusive interviews, too many segments, too much fun. Brand new stadium. I mean, it's not stadium. It's Darnell Stadium, but brand new setup studio coming up next week. And so much more. We're going to be on the boat for a special segment coming up during the season. We got so much going on. It's like too loaded. It's too loaded to not tune in. And we couldn't be there without y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Hey, by the way, Smitty, all the ladies, Smitty will be in the Discord later wearing Marcus Freeman pants. So jump on in there and check out Marcus Freeman's pants that Smitty will be wearing in the Discord later. So Leah, baby girl, Lucy, all you ladies in the chat, come on over to the Discord. Smitty will be in Marcus Freeman white spandex. All right? I'll see you guys tomorrow for Truth-Telling Thursday. Real Coach JB, Big Smitty. I'll see you guys later. Jada Benz. Gawk.
Issues get pressed so fast you don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown killed it, yeah, it's a wrap. We what the game's been missing. We switched.